I'm moving shim.
Hello. Hi. We're back. We're gonna play some more Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Well, let's get into it before I explain what happened last time. Clouded Kokoro. Kokoro means heart. So basically, at the end of the trial yesterday, our client died. He got stuck in the omnibus and it was set ablaze and he died in a fire, and now we have another case that may or may not be related to what happened on the omnibus. Okay, but we had this guy, and now yeah, another case, lady murdered in the dead at night, knife in her back. This guy eating fish and damn, I kind of want some fish and chips. Could we trouble? What do you think? Ah, jeez, man, just say yes or say. Lovely weather, isn't it? What's the weather got to do with anything? Ah, listen to me, you young Japanese upstart. Some frippery about the weather doesn't get every Englishman gent eaten out of your hand, you know. But this is how that's not to be. It was foolproof. I'm a busy man, a very busy man. There's a crime scene to investigate, but I'm here, given the likes of you are talking to me. Oh, sorry. Can you imagine what the other officers there will be saying? Haven't seen Gregson anywhere, have you? No, he's too busy with the bigwigs these days. All because of some bumpkin who's here on a jaunt from a country I've never even heard of. You hear that ripping sound? That's my reputation at the yard going to tatters. There's no need to rip us apart too. I don't believe we've been introduced. This is Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a defense lawyer. Eh? It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Mr. Naruhodo Judo's assistant suit. Eh? It's lovely weather we're having today, isn't it? Uh-oh, he's a simp, I could tell. It is unseasonably fine, I grant you. London winters don't see a lot of sunshines. Pretty privileged. Unbelievable. How did she pull that off? So, Lord Strongheart has asked me to fill you in on the case. The name's Tobias Gregson. Inspector Gregson to you. I'm from Scotland Yard. Gregs? Inspector Gregson? What's the matter with Suzato-san? Does this detective name mean something to her? Mr. Gregson. Inspector, are you perhaps Watson? The Inspector Gregson? You're acting like you know this man, Mrs. Sato, but he's a London detective. Oh, I do know him very well, in fact. Very well. Yes, he features prominently in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Oh, in that publication? What's it called again? Rants Magazine? That's right. Inspector Gregson and Mr. Solomon enjoys a wonderful friendly rivalry. Really? You rival the great Mr. Sholmes? That's incredible. Oh, well, I don't know about that. Mr. Sholmes isn't a professional like myself, of course, but he does come up with the goods from time to time. Mr. Holmes is equally complimentary about you, Inspector, isn't he? You earned his highest praise. Gregson is the pick of a bad lot at all the Scotland Yarders. Those were his own words. That's his highest praise? Well, Mr. Sholmes isn't particularly known for giving compliments, you see. That he is not, and thanks to that magazine, my name's known all over London town now. That's great, isn't it? I have to admit that to start with, I was a little, well, flattered by all the attention. Everyone wanted to shake my hand, and my reputation to the yard went through the roof. Well, that's wonderful. No, it is not. There's nothing more sinister than the man on the street. People are always looking at me now. They're whispering rumors about me under their breath. Sir, rumors? Are you quite sure? He's changed since he started appearing in his stories. His fame's gone to his head. Stuff like that. Gosh, do you really think people are saying such mean-spirited things about you? Like I said, they whisper, so I can't exactly catch what they're saying, but I know what folk are like. I'm sure that's what they're saying. As sure as eggs is eggs. Never heard that thing before. As sure as eggs is eggs. I get the feeling that this could be very hard work. Oh, here. Perhaps the sudden rarity of fame does change people. Okay, and then the case. So, about the case that Lord Chief Justice mentioned before. Nothing to tell, really? As far as we're concerned at the yard, it couldn't be simpler. Uh-oh, oh boy, another one of those cases. Or another one of these cases, I should say. Oh, I forgot to do something. Oh dear, that probably means, as far as we're concerned, as lawyers, it couldn't be more complicated. I wish you were wrong about that. I have a nasty feeling you're right. A young woman was walking along the pavement on the Briar Road when she was stabbed from behind. And obviously not a soul in sight. Not a soul in sight. Hold on. Stabbed from behind. Fortunately, it wasn't fatal, but she's still laid up in the hospital, unconscious. Oh, okay. So this is not a murder. This is not a murder case. She's not dead yet. That's despicable. What sort of cat would attack the poor woman from behind? I suppose you would have finished whoever it was with the Suzato takedown, would you? That is neither here nor there, Mr. Naruhodo. Brace yourselves, Ryunosuke. You've angered her now. Anyway, after something of a whirlwind investigation, the criminal was arrested. He barely had time for a cup of tea after the incident took place, to be honest. So there must have been something left at the scene that led you directly to the culprit. Or perhaps a reliable witness who recognized the person in question. Let me stop you right there. You're wasting your time on this one. Sorry? There's nothing you can do. There's no way to help the bloke now. Why ever not? Simple. The prosecutor that's been assigned to the trial tomorrow is Lord Baroque Van Zieks. No. Sounds like you've heard of him then. Oh yes, we are very familiar with Lord Van Zieks. Believed to be the harbinger of death itself. The Reaper of the Bailey. Oh, I guess he doesn't know what happened yesterday. We got not guilty against Lord Baroque Van Zieks, who we faced in court only yesterday. Mr. McGilder told us about him before the trial, didn't he? When Van Zieks stands for prosecution, they call the accusers sacrificial lambs. And in every single trial in which he's been prosecutor, the accused has been damned. Well, except the last one. This Reaper of the Bailey of the game. I suppose he's earned that because every defendant he's advocated gets found guilty. Is that it? Well, if that's the case, we should inform you, Inspector, that in yesterday's trial against Lord Van Zieks, Mr. Naruhodo secured a verdict of not guilty. Ah, and what of it? Oh, well, I think that means even the Reaper of the Bailey it's not impossible to save the defendant. No, you really don't have a clue, do you? What do you mean? What happened to that bloke in the end, hey? He's dead. Ah, Magnus Gilding came up proper in the omnibus one and went up in flames. So you can't rightly say you saved the defendant, can you? What? What are you saying? Look, if Van Zieks could get the dirt to stick to everyone, he'd be a miracle worker. But that's not how it goes. He doesn't work miracles. He works magic. Black magic. Oh, so he even thinks he killed him. Even if we got the not guilty, he said, oh, he killed you. What are you suggesting? I'd have a good long think about that if I were you. Are we really supposed to believe that? Let's go. Right. Well, I filled you in as requested, and I'm very nearly out of chips. So I'll be heading back to the crime scene now. They're still carrying out a few investigations there. It was Briar Road, you said? Briar, like the league champion, where the incident took place. That's correct, ma'am. And if you head over there to the holding cells, you can meet the criminal himself. You branded him a criminal already? He's as good as shaking like a leaf in his cell, he is. He'll give you a chuckle if nothing else. He's inmate 53. Speak to the jailer and he'll show you the way. Inmate 53. Thank you. Alright, let's go see the dead rights man. So, there's no helping anyone against the Reaper of the Baileys, they say. Is something troubling you, Mr. Naruhodo? Tell the truth, when I recall the trial yesterday, I can't stop myself from shaking. The idea of facing the Reaper in court again is... Well, if you think this is too much for you, there's no shame in turning the case down. That takes courage, too. But if the man they've arrested is innocent, you could well imagine he would be shaking like a leaf in his cell. I, for one, wouldn't find the sight of that funny. So, if I'm honest, I'm still reeling from the shock of yesterday. Defense myself. And I'm really not sure if I'll be able to help this man, whoever he is, but I'd like to try. So I think I'm going to make some inquiries. Will you help? Did you really think you had to ask? After all, I'm your judicial assistant. Thank you. So then, shall we? Yes. Let's go. Ikuzo! Okay, so we could go to... let's go to the... so we're gonna see the crime or go to the Outback prison, so we're going to prison. Oh my gosh, this is a grade. It is like the 1800s, so this is like a medieval prison cell. So these are British prison cells. Oh, they're ghastly. It feels just like a dungeon. Yeah, a dungeon. That's what I meant to say, not a medieval dungeon. Yes, and having experienced it in Japan myself, I can assure you that our wooden cells feel a lot cozier than these cold stone walls. Oh, don't, Mr. Naruhodo. You're making it seem worse. Apparently, our client is in this cell here, but it's so dark in the back there, I can't make him out. I wonder what he's like. Inmate 53, your legal representative is here to see you. Stop biting in the back of the cell and show your face at once. Am I a cat as yet with no name? Calling me by a number is utterly unbelievable, unjustly unreasonable. I refuse to answer. Wait, is that Mr. Naruhodo? What? What do you think is going on here? I have no idea, but I wasn't just hearing things. Was I? That tirade of complaints wasn't Japanese. Oh, huh? His eyebrows look drawn on. Excuse me, but who? Shh, quiet. They're all around, hiding. I know they are. They're watching, listening. Even now, I can sense it. Jumpy fellow. Right. So, could I ask you who exactly? There you are. You've come to curse me, haven't you? Don't try to hide it. You're a ghost. A ghost. Yude. We mean you no harm, prisoner son. Are you Japanese by any chance? No. This is beyond my wildest dreams. I guess he must be. Are you Japanese? Like, yes, I am. Or you're gonna say I'm half Japanese. Forgive me for that outburst before. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's fine. We were just a little surprised, that's all. Imagine it. I've been 12 long months since I left my hometown, and here I am, in a fretful fix in a foreign land. So he is Japanese. See, so hearing the sweet sentimental tones of a compatriot's voice here in this damp dark hellhole was a most monumentally moving moment. Who could have guessed that this new client Lord Stronger assigned us to us would turn out to be a fellow Japanese? What compassion my fellow countrymen show. You dispatch a first-class lawyer all the way from Japan to defend a mere foreign student. Oh, he's a student. No more notary, never failing Nippon. A first-class lawyer? Oh dear. I think there's been something of a misunderstanding here. I wonder, would you be so kind as to tell us what happened? Why you've been detained as a suspect, for example? Yes, I can. I will. Can't stay sullen and silent. Haiku? Is that quite? I cannot quite sure I understand what he means, but he seems happy. Yes, he does. Just hope he actually has a good reason to be. Thank you for your cooperation. I am a lawyer, as you said. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. And I am Naruhodo-san's judicial assistant, Suzato Mikotoba. I am a visiting student sent here by our government. Notably, notorious name, Natsume. Soseki Natsume. Soseki. Soseki Natsume. Son? What an unusual name. Call me Soseki, please. I'm a poet, you see? A writer of haiku. Yeah, okay, they're supposed to be... Yeah, those are supposed to be haikus. Haiku. It's something of a nom de plume. Pen name. You mean an alias? Feather name, or as in feather pen. No, don't be so prosaic. I am much more refined than that. And haiku, that really reminds me of home. Did I hear you say that you were a visiting student sent over here by the government? Yes, that's right. A year ago, I was told to go and study English. First, I had to suffer that misery, and now this is beyond the pale. Suffer that misery. Did you not want to study? No, I mean, I've had interest in Great Britain for some years, of course. Oh, but just because the government tells you to do something doesn't mean you can do it? No. What do you mean? If they told me to study English literature, that I could have understood. That's my field. But no, they told me to study the English language. Utterly, unbelievably, unjustly, unreasonable. I see. Oh, so instead of lit, he came here to study English language. That's not the same thing. Only the other day, I was told to send a report about my first year here. I tendered a blank piece of paper. Wise words on white washi. Jojo posing. Like 100 years too early. He must be a man of great standing. Oh yes. So I'm often told. And often like to be told, it seems. So what's this accusation against you? Could you perhaps tell us exactly why you've been arrested? Saseki-san? I didn't do it. I didn't commit that atrocious murder. Well, murder? Oh, no. It's all right. That woman didn't actually die, did she? But she was stabbed with a knife right before my eyes. Before your eyes? You mean you saw the attacker? I didn't see anyone. What? If I'd seen the person who did it, do you think I'd be locked up in here? Oh dear, it seems this case is becoming rather complicated. Why me? Why me? Why did that silly woman have to be stabbed in front of me? It's the curse of London. It's incredibly, inconceivably irritating. That was a JoJo post in there. Irritatingly inconvenient. Irritatingly inconvenient. Saseki-san was there at the scene, but he didn't see the attacker. It's vital that we find out more about the case. It was an accursed evening, just after the snow had started to clear with heavy with fog. I'd been to the bookshop to buy some books, and I was on my way back to my accursed lodging. Sure the bookshop wasn't accursed too? As I was walking along that accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a green overcoat she was, and I wished that I went to overtake her. She suddenly let a little scream and collapsed under the cold hard slab of stone at my feet. How terrible. I called out to the woman, but she didn't move. It was like ghostly, ghoulish, grim graveyard. Yeah, I see you devs, you put some JoJo poses in there. Slight exaggeration there, perhaps. I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran as fast as my legs would carry me back to my accursed lodging. Oh, that's what. Yeah, if you reported it, then you would have been safe. But you ran. That's not good. Yeah, that's not good. They'll say it was shameful. I know, to run away like that. Tell me, Saseki-san, was the victim an acquaintance of yours? Don't be ridiculous. Do you think any of these fair-haired English and a young... I don't know. Do you think I know any of these fair-haired English and a young woman at that? I'm indifferent, shy, timid, unsure. I can't talk to people. I see. A young woman unknown to Saseki-san at the time it happened. Who else did you see nearby? Did anybody pass you? Regrettably, apart from myself and the woman, I didn't see a soul. No one. Oh, great. So the victim was unknown to you, and there was nobody else in the street at the time. That creates something of a conundrum, doesn't it? What conundrum? Why? There's no reason. It's because there's no... Why would he do that? There's no reason for him to do that. Conundrum. What do you mean, Susato-san? What's the conundrum? Well, it was because Saseki-san just told us it's true. There's something I can't explain. He says that he didn't know the victim and that there was no one else at the scene. But he knew... Oh, I guess... But he knows she's young. And he apparently fled without having been seen. I did. But then who... But then that's not true because someone must have saw you. But if that's the case, then how did they know it was you? Surely this man has to be the culprit. Ah, you. What did you just say? Nothing. I didn't say anything. Oops, perhaps I thought that a little loudly. Actually, that's not what what's troubling me. What I was thinking was, how did Sasuke-san actually come to be arrested? Sorry? He didn't touch the victim, and there was nobody at the scene to see him. So how did the police ever discover that he was there in the first place? Oh yes, she's right. Yeah, he must have dropped something that led them to them. It was him. That cursed great detective. Oh, he let the police to me. Oh, Herlock, Mr. Sholmes. Of all the bad luck, a cursed great detective. Could it be? I shall never forget that man's name as long as I live. With his haughty laugh and self-proclaimed greatness. Crash, big-headed, busybody, be gone. May you be accursed to the end of your end of days. Herlock, yeah, this dude made the same mistake we did. End of your days. Herlock Sholmes. Herlock. I knew it. Captain Doofus himself. Mr. Sholmes. Herlock Sholmes. Well, I didn't expect to hear that name from this man's lips, that's for sure. It was the morning after that nightmare had folded on the pavement before me. I was gnawing on a sliver of hard cheese when some men suddenly burst in through the door. They started shouting at me. This is the police. Put the weapon down. Yes, it was a thin sliver, and yes, it was hard, but I wasn't eating a weapon. Disgusting dietary discrimination. Devils! He's doing alliteration. He clearly had a trying morning yesterday. Maybe they didn't try to make it change into haiku or translate it into the haikus into English. I just went for, okay, let's just do alliteration. Easier. He clearly had a trying morning yesterday. And there he was in the middle of all the policemen, grinning like a Cheshire cat. That Herlock Sholmes. It's actually just Herlock Sholmes. He's English. Herlock. I've since found out he's a famous name in detection here in London. Yes, the great detective is really very well known. His overly sharp mind managed to deduce my whereabouts, apparently. He thinks I'm a knife-wielding madman. Me? This weak, stooped kitten of a man? I wonder what great detection process led him to his conclusion this time. Do you mean to say that Mr. Soames' detection was the only reason the police arrested you? That would be really most unreasonable. Uh-oh, that's not the the thing is, I was thrown into a panic when they barged their way in. Of course you were. That's only natural. I was terrified and trembling, and they kept throwing question after question in impossible English. Oh, that doesn't help either. Need is foreign film flammery. Well, we are in England. You can't really blame them for questioning you in English. Good point. Good point. My blank. I knew I had to answer, but I didn't know what to say. As I just kept repeating things like, yes, I do, and I'm fine. The next thing I knew, I was in manacles, and before I knew it, I was thrown in here. Oh dear, I'm afraid that's hardly surprising. I'm fine? He's not fine now. So he defaulted to the basic phrases. Mr. Naruhodo, Esquire. Oh, you can just call me Naruhodo. And when we're speaking English, a simple mister is more than enough. Oh, yes, all right. Yes, they've really got to me. This country is poisoning my mind. But please, I beg you to defend me in court tomorrow. You can tell them what really happened. You'll do it, won't you? Well, why? Why is it so hard to say yes to me? Well, the thing is, I'm just a student like yourself on a study tour. A student? I have defended a case in the Old Bailey, only the one though. But at this moment in time, I really don't know what I'm supposed to believe in. I'm confused about what justice is in this country. But I'm confused about what justice in this country even means. Oh, Naruhodo-san. I'm not even the foreign student who was supposed to be here. I'm a sort of locum lawyer, I suppose. But that armband, that's the mark of a defense lawyer from our great empire. It's a keepsake from the man who should have been here. He was my best friend. Uh, keepsake. I know exactly what they're saying about me. Oh, who do you mean? The lawyers, all the British defense lawyers. They won't defend me. Goodness, why? Why do you say that? For the same reason as you noted before. When it happened, it was only me there. There was only the victim and myself around, and I ran away from the scene of the crime. I'm not a fool. I know it looks as though I must be the culprit. It must be very hard for you, Giuseppe-san. And anyway, I'm a student from overseas. I'm just a foreign nobody to them, someone not to be trusted. I heard them openly laugh at me about me before in Maisha, without any compunction at all. Any trial for this man would be a waste of time, they said, and of course the foreigner did it. Ooh, racism, yeah! Then you have like all this say, that man doesn't even understand half of what's being said anyway. That's awful. They're wrong. I studied more English than half of the policemen out there on the streets. That's true. Famously, that's true with people who are learning foreign languages. They probably speak it better than most of the people who are born in the country the language originates from. I traveled halfway around the world to learn about these people's country and its great history. But no one here wants to listen to a man with a strange accent. They all hate me. So, at the very least, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who can listen to me in my native tongue. You could do it, couldn't you? When I look into your eyes, I can see it. I can see what you've been through. Soseki-san, it's just that. Give me a little time, please. I'll do what I can for the time being. What do you mean? We shall investigate the case as thoroughly as possible. If we can find some clues, it will give us a much better chance, I'm sure. Oh, yes, thank you. I'll be here all alone, waiting for you. Locum student Mr. No Naruhodo Esquire. We should be going then. That's Naruhodo-san. We have a case to prepare for. Hold on, I gotta show my thing. This Laura's name is Wordle on the inside here. Look, Kazuma, so this is the band, of course. He had his heart set on the study tour in Great Britain. I'm sure he would have found the truth he longed for here, but he lost his life before he even had the chance to see this place. I have such a strong sense of his hope and dreams when the other aren't angry. Oh, it is just the Laura's pin. It's just on the band. The scales of justice. They're a symbol of defense, aren't they? Yes, that's right. The scales are a symbol of fairness to show that all are treated equally in the eyes of the law. And they're a warning to those who enter the courtroom without an impartial mind. But if they're the mark of defense, it would be more auspicious if they were weighing more heavily on the not guilty side, I think. Very impartial, I'm sure. Yeah. Yes. Symbol of our great Emperor's straight lawyer. Which means, of course, to stand by my side to defend me. Oh, no, sorry. That was why I was showing it to you. And why else would you show me that? Oops. In hindsight, that probably wasn't the best idea. Yeah, you're fine. Briar Road. When I try to say it, it's like I put a puck in my mouth. Run 6. July 9th. Okay, sorry. Oh, that bike is buggered. So this is where it happens. Briar Road. I can't say Briar Road. Look at that regulation metal helmet. It's unmistakable. A constable. The men of Scotland Yard are here. They're investigating as we speak. That is their job, you know? With Mr. Naruto to see them with my own eyes. See one with my own eyes. They are often depicted in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, but I never dreamt that I'd ever come this close to a real Bobby's helmet. What? The helmet? Hee, of course. I had to try one on one day. Well, I hope your Hattie dreams comes true. No. What's the Japanese delegation doing here? Oh, Inspector Gregson. This isn't on the tourist trail, as I'm fairly sure you're well aware. Yes, of course. We're here to investigate. So you've been to the holding cells then. What'd you make of the criminal? He's not a criminal, as you put it, Inspector. He's an inspector. We'll see about that. You Japanese like to stick together, I suppose. What's that supposed to mean? Well, I do what you will. It doesn't bother me. The looks in court tomorrow, whatever happens. And the verdict's a foregone conclusion. The stone cold air projection. Take heart. London at this time of year is full of stone cold air. That makes it worse somehow. Snowman. Hee, what a delightful snowman. I didn't realize the English had a tradition of making snowmen as well. It looks a little creepy though. Oh, as a scarf. Look, you need one if you were out in the freezing cold all the time. I wish I had one. I'm afraid our budget is somewhat frozen at the moment too. We certainly can't afford a scarf. Surely the snowman here wouldn't miss his. But the person who made the snowman certainly would. Yes, I know, you're right. Anyway, even if I borrowed it, I wouldn't do much warm to my neck with it. It's covered in snow. That's one of the officers from Scotland Yard. The police are making sure the crime scene is undisturbed. I have a feeling if you wander too close, we'll be clapped in irons. I think perhaps you're being a little overcautious. We've done nothing wrong, so we have no cause for concern. Oh no, I'm not getting caught out again. Twice is enough. Twice I found myself in handcuffs despite not knowing a thing about what was going on. Yes, you've had some dreadful experiences. I'm sure it's that wide-eyed look of panic you're so prone to. It does you no favors at all. Jeez. Why is she killing me for? Ugh. This patch of pavement must be where the incident occurred. Yes, it's a very wide open space, isn't it? That's true. I can't see anywhere I could have been hiding. Or, what are you foreigners doing here? We just investigated the scene, officer. Conspiring with that mustache fellow from Japan, are ya? Conspiring? Come here to destroy evidence, are ya? Have ya? Get out of here before I give you Aiden. Go on. Jeez. He showed us away like rats. Yes. We should give him a wide berth, I think. What a funny experience. Oh, that's Scotland Yard's carriage. They use vehicles like the rest of the crime scenes and cart away criminals. You're very well informed, aren't you? It's long been a dream of mine to ride one of those through the streets of London. Well, just pick up a stone and throw it through one of the windows then. But that would mean being arrested in order to ride it, wouldn't it? Still, if it's the only way, help me find a good stone. Don't actually do that. No, I wasn't serious. It's like, please don't. It's like, please don't, please don't. That's a rather typical old brick building, isn't it? It sure has a long and interesting history. Well, time certainly seems to have taken its toll on the place. It's crooked and sagging all over. And in fact, it looks in decidedly worse shape than the other houses around here. We must find some cheap lodgings ourselves as soon as possible. Yes, you're right. Cheap, but ideally within reasonable level floors. Oh, a British bicycle. Look. Although the wheel is so misshapen, I'm not sure it couldn't be possibly be ridden anymore. Oh. Someone must have been doing some breakneck cycling. It seems bicycles have become extremely popular in London recently. There's even a movement to change women dressed to allow them to ride as well. The bicycle fad won't last. I don't see anyone would want to ride something like that. Goodness, you dislike bicycles? No, not at all. I mean, it's not that I dislike them. It's just that any occupation that involves taking both your feet off firm ground seems reckless. If you'd ever try walking on the stilts, I'd have fallen into the river. I know you'd agree with me. What? That is oddly specific. Well, I'll have to hire a bicycle sometime. You can sit behind me while I ride you around. Oh, look at the windows of that building. There are no windows. This is brick. I'm sure are you sure they're windows? Yes, but they're all filled with bricks. Oh, you're right. I wonder why. Perhaps it's an empty property where nobody lives at the moment. There's smoke coming out from the chimneys, though. Oh dear, everything still feels very foreign. There's so much we have to learn about this place. There are piles of snow on the pavement here and there, but the road itself is still covered in carriage tracks. I've seen carriages often traveling down Briar Road. It soon disperses all the snow. I slipped over when I was walking down the pavement earlier. It seems like it would be far safer to walk on the road instead. Oh, but you're rather small, Mr. Naruhodo, and dressed in all in black. And where a coachman might not see you, and you could be flattened by horses. Well, I thank you for the rather small concern. Oh, you could like die. The clouds look so big and heavy in the sky, don't they? And with the dense fog as well, everything is hazy. Well, it is known a foggy London town. I can just make out some sort of spire through the fog. It still looks like it's still being built though. It's the Crystal Tower. Aha, yes, that must be the Crystal Tower being built for the great exhibition that's to open in 6 months' time. Apparently, it's going to be very striking, blazing on all sides, and the symbolic centerpiece of the exhibition. It's to be the largest exposition in history, is it? Can't even begin to imagine. Okay, well. Tell me about Scotland Yard, Inspector. Ever since I read about the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, I've been fascinated by the place. The Yard is the most sophisticated policing organization you'll find anywhere in the world, man. Oh, and you know I've always dreamed of wearing a real Bobby's helmet. It does make him look the part. Seeing that policeman there with his helmet on, you certainly get the sense that this is the man who will take no nonsense in his duty of protecting the city. Oh yes, doesn't he look wonderful? Being the Lord of London, Bobby is hard going, I can tell you. Oh, really? First thing in the morning, you know what he does? Goes round and rouses all the laborers on his beat so they can get off to work. What? He wakes people up? Yep. Raps on the windows with a long pipe, with a long pole. Did it myself going back a bit. Wait, is that true? Wait, hold on, I gotta. Oh, that's two. Oh, that is. Wait, really? I didn't know that. Well, wait, hold on. Hold on. This is not from a. Wait. Wait, wait, hold on. I got baited by the freaking Google response. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I can't. Okay, all I see is the AI thing, so I can't verify. So I'm gonna say, well, we'll have to look at it later, but I'll check it out later. If I remember, I probably won't though. I had no idea. Bobby works for the people of the town. Just another one of his duties. Hold on, maybe it's just a Bobby? Oh, knocker upper. Hold on, let's see. Knocker upper. That was arousing. Okay, well, it doesn't seem to be. Okay, it seems to be called knocker upper, not but it weren't officers. So, Yeah, but they didn't. How he explained it was what they did is how they did it with a long pole. Huh. Okay, I had no idea. I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's not like they had alarm clocks back then, so interesting. After that, he starts tirelessly patrolling the streets all day long. He has to cover 20 miles a day. That's the regulation distance. Can't really imagine how far that is, but it sounds like a long way. Let me see. 20 miles. That's approximately the distance from Tokyo to Yokohama. On foot? That's definitely taking things a step too far. And when it gets dark, of course, he has an important job of lighting all the gas street lamps. Oh my. And I suppose in between all those duties, Bobbies are expected to investigate cases as well. And chase after criminals trying to evade the law. I'm not sure you could call it in between exactly, more alongside, but yes. They're expected to handle these jobs as well. We do have men keeling over from time to time, but I admit. Yeah, that's not shocking. I'd always dreamed of wearing one of those helmets, as I said. But it's with a heavy heart that I shall have to relinquish that dream to you, Mr. Naruhodo. Huh? Wait, that wasn't my dream, though. Your heavy heart will be my heavy head if you do. It happened at around 5 in the evening 2 days ago, just there on that open bit of pavement. The victim, a young woman, was stabbed with a blade from behind. Is it right that the lady is still unconscious now? You mentioned that she's being treated in the hospital. I never said she was a lady. Truth is, unless she comes around pretty smartish, you'll be able to find out much about her at all. I suppose that means they have to be able to pick up a statement from her, of course. Here's a map of the local area I have to have on me. You can take it if you want. Really? Are you sure? It's a yard policy to give lawyers, defendants such as the odd bit of information to go on. I haven't actually accepted the job yet, but still. Thank you, Inspector. We gratefully accept. Locale map. I want to say local map. I want to say locale map because freaking Monster Hunter. Anyway, as far as we know, there was no one else on the scene other than the victim and your fellow countrymen. So, who did it, do you think? Not much of a head scratcher, is it? Well, I know Mr. Natsume is also claiming not to have seen anyone else around, but just because he didn't see anyone, it doesn't mean we can be sure that nobody else was present. That's true. That is very true. Even by his own admission, if he doesn't see anybody, doesn't mean there's no one. I'm sorry to have to tell you, but we most certainly can be sure. How? Because, ma'am, the precise moment of the stabbing didn't go unnoticed. It what? We have two very reliable witnesses, no less. Ah. It was a typical foggy London day, and your client obviously didn't see them. There were witnesses now. Witnesses. Who are these witnesses, Inspector? A fellow and his wife, and the man's one of the most reliable and respected citizens of all London. He's a copper from Scotland Yard. Oh, uh-oh. A copper, uh-oh. Ah, a bobby. A policeman. That might change things. A policeman and his wife. And this policeman just happened to be there at the exact moment the woman was attacked. Nothing peculiar about that, man. Part and parcel of being a bobby. Catching them banging the act and all that. Do you think it might be possible for us to ask that policeman a few questions? Be my guest. You can ask him what you like. In court tomorrow. Oh. I no doubt he'll be summoned as a witness. So that'll give you something to look forward to. That's that then. He's got no intention to let us meet the man beforehand, it seems. A policeman witnessed the incident. As you judicial assistant, I must warn you that this could make our job very difficult indeed. Yeah, thanks. Yes, as a non-judicial assistant, I could have warned me of that too. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Oh yes, one more thing, Inspector. What? The person who led you to the suspect. I hear that was Mr. Sherlock Sholmes. What are you bringing him up for? Was it something I said? The color has drained from his fit cheeks. What's up? Who did you hear that name from? Oh, well, it was Mr. Natsume who mentioned it. He said that Mr. Sholmes was with the police when they entered his lodgings. I'm sure it was the result of one of Mr. Sholmes' inspirational great deductions. Fiddle faddle. Ah! That man's an amateur, and I'm getting sick and tired of him showing his mug everywhere. Oh. I don't know where he gets his information from, but he turns up at the scene of the crime, wanders around spouting incomprehensible rubbish, and before you know it, he claims to have solved the case. Yes, he's quite astounding, isn't he? He is a great help to Scotland Yard, though, isn't he? Gibble gabble. Ah. Ever seen this before? Oh, yes, that's Rand's magazine. A wonderful publication in which the adventures of Sherlock Holmes appears. Yes, well, that wonderful publication, as you put it, sees fit to include several of the Yard's detectives. Detectives in its stories. And the so-called great detective makes a mockery of all of us. If you ask anyone at the Yard, it's a bit of adventures to be included in any Sherlock Holmes tale at all. Oh, so the cops are made to look like fools. That's right. Well, I suppose there is an element of that. We work our socks on every one of us, only to be fronted by the public thanks to that obnoxious detective. The man is as dangerous to us as a Scotland Yard as he is to all our criminals. That can't really be true, can it, Inspector? Clearly, the great detective and the police have a complex relationship. Okay. Salty. Basically, he's salty. Well, I gotta wrestle up some grub. The twitchy Japanese book goes on trial tomorrow. Are you going to defend him or not? Well, makes no difference to me, but I will just say this. No London lawyer worth his salt will touch that case with a barge pole. Because the prosecution is being handled by the Reaper of the Bailey, you mean? There's no way to save that man now. It's a waste of time trying. It is all a bit strange, though. Sorry? The Reaper hasn't appeared in court for once for a good few years now. Yes, we did hear something to that effect. So why? And the only people he usually bothers with are the real scum. The master criminals, the violent ones. Master criminals? The violent ones? So why is he wasting his time with these cases? That's right. He handpicks his victims, only deals with those guaranteed to go to the gallows for their sins. But Mr. Nazi would have hanged for what he's accused of, surely? That's just my point, Sunshine. Yes, the young woman was stabbed, but it didn't kill her. Could even say the intent was there. So this isn't the sort of case I'd expect the Reaper to want to sink his teeth into. For want of a better phrase. Well, it's not exactly a minor infraction, is it? No, there's got to be more to it. For some reason he's taking an interest. Really? What sort of reason, Inspector? I haven't the faintest idea. You think I can tell what's going on inside the head of that Lord of Darkness? You'll have to ask him yourself at tomorrow's trial. We're really going to have to face the Reaper again? The Lord of Darkness, as he put it? Well, I don't think we're going to get any more useful information out of the detective. Uh-oh, what's wrong, Susato? Mr. Naruhodo? Can I make a suggestion? Oh, yes, what is it? Well, it seems to me that we must speak with him about this. By him, you mean... Oh, we gotta find Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes? Yes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, exactly. Look at those shining eyes. Can't wait, can you? Well, Mr. Natsumi did blame Mr. Sholmes for all of this, did he? Yes, he did. He really did. Which makes it an involved party in the case. Are you just going to ignore that? I hope not. I assure you, it's not simply my selfless desire to beat Mr. Sholmes again. You can love that part out. The trouble is, we have no idea of the man's address even. So how? It's Baker Street. How do you know that? It's in the stories, of course. 221B Baker Street, the most famous address in the world. Oh, I see. Well, there's nothing to stop us from going, I suppose. We better try to find our way there before Susanoo gets anywhere excited and unpredictable. Hurrah! I'll summon a carriage. So we're to have a reunion already. With the great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Let's go. That's gonna look our the freakiest building. 22 Bleecker Street.
Thank you very much.
Isn't it winter? Why are they just in
there overlooking the street?
There was snow.
Thanks again.
Yeah, wait, there was a snowman. What? Hold on. Aren't they cold?
This is it. The residence of Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Well, it looks normal enough. That warranted a cutscene. Wonder why. Oh, this place is a mess. Yeah, this reminds me of the writing code talent agency. Night Sholmes Suite. So this is where the great detective makes his living. It feels surreal to be here somehow. Is that as described in the stories? Is it as described in the stories, Miss Susato? Susato-san? Many famous cases have been solved here in this very room. Oh, I suppose they must have been, yes. I never read the story, so it's hard to get quite as excited about it as she seems to be. Detective chases the villain relentlessly as he disappears into the fog dawn in the fog down an unlit London street. Oh, the thrill of it, the romanticism. Can't you feel your heart thumping in your chest? Can't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, I suppose I can, yes. So, if you don't mind, I'll just stand here and soak up the atmosphere for a while longer. Please don't remind me. It makes me go on your own. I'm gonna. She's obsessed. Well, it looks like our detective friend isn't home at present. Excuse me, is anybody home? How did we get in? Oh, do we have a visitor? Oh, it's you. Hello. Is it a big new case for Mr. Sholmes? Hello? Wait. Aren't you? Oh, how rude of me. I'll go and make some tea at once. No. I'm sure it's the same girl. Mr. Zato, did you see that girl who was just here? Oh, yes. Isn't it truly extraordinary? She's gone to think that the king of Bohemia came to visit this very room to ask Mr. Sholmes to take on his case. The king of Bohemia? King Wilhelm Grossreich Sigmund von Ormstein, of course. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Forget the adventure of Sherlock Holmes for a second and look over there. Tea's brewed, and I have a freshly baked cake as well. Ah, it's you! I knew it. Susato-san recognizes her too. From before he died. Ah, there you are. I'm taking that with you taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to that trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. It's the girl who turned up at the end of Mr. McGilden's trial in the defendant's antechamber. I've never met a lawyer from the Far East before. For you, having to get straight to the work when you're only just arrived in London. Oh, yes, it was challenging. Well, try this tea. It's my special blend, you know? Oh, thank you. Is tea supposed to look that color? Oh my, what a fragrant yet mellow flavor. Hooray, it's a winner. I tried blending different leaves designed to alleviate fatigue, you see? You must be exhausted after your long voyage. You have another ticklish trial tomorrow. Oh, you're to defend a Japanese man. I do wish you lots of luck. How does she know that? We never said that to her. Did Mr. Sholmes tell you about us by any chance? Oh, you know Hurley, don't you? Do you? Hurley? Mr. Sholmes to you, Shirley? Mr. Sholmes was a fellow passenger on the boat that brought us to Great Britain, you see? Was he really? Well, I had no idea. I'm afraid Hurley's out on an errand again today, even though he's just returned from overseas. Wait a minute. We met this girl for the first time ever yesterday after the trial, and only briefly at that. Yet she knows all about us. How on earth does she know so much about us? Did she deduce all those things, do you think? And perhaps more to the point, why is she here in Mr. Soane's seat? Oh, silly me. I haven't introduced myself, have I? Yeah, you're just an adventure. It's a great pleasure to meet you both. My name is Iris Wilson. Oh, she's Wilson. Iris Wilson. I live here together with Hurley. Iris, is it? What a lovely name. What? What's the matter? Oh, wait. This can't be. You're Wilson? Did you say your name is Wilson? What's the matter with Susato-san? Why is she so flustered all of a sudden? Yes, that's right. And what are your names? Oh, I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a lawyer from Japan. Susato. Oh, sorry. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, Susato Mikotoba. It's wonderful to meet you. Lovely. Susie and Runo. Got it. That's a nice nickname. Susie and Runo. There's more to this girl than meets the eye. I have so many questions for her. I don't know where to start. Yes, and so do I. Iris, so tell me about yourself. It was you that we ran into yesterday, wasn't it, at the Old Bailey? Yes, that's right. You were ever so helpful. Thank you so much. Oh no, not at all. I'm so sorry we couldn't have been more welcoming. Though at the time, we did have a rather large gun pointed at us. Like this? Yeah. Thinking back now, you left with Miss Lestrade in tow, didn't you? Oh yes, that awkward witness, Tina Lestrade. Oh, Ginny? Yes, she's a professional pickpocket. So we found out it was very naughty of her to pinch my invention like that. Are you referring to that child-stuffing gun-like contraption? Exactly. So I followed her, you see, to get it back. Perhaps I should think about fitting a filter mechanism in my inventions. This girl is dangerous. Anyway, I brought Jenny back here after that, so she could apologize to my trusted technician. Sorry, you're a technician. Hurley, of course, silly. Hurley. Yes, Herlock Sholmes. We live here together. I had no idea the great detective had such a interesting young daughter. Daughter? No, not likely. What? How? Uh-oh. I wouldn't call him Hurley if he was my father, would I? That's true. Well then, what is your relationship with Mr. Sholmes? Well, I expect you found out that lodgings of any kind in London are very expensive. The decision to share a cost with a partner, a roommate. Your roommates? They were roommates. I hope you don't mind me asking, Iris, but how old are you? 10 at last this year. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, he a fan. Uh-oh. Well, what of your mother and father? Don't know. Oh, no. They're not around. Oh, no. They're not around. Oh, I see. I wonder what the story is there. He's only 10. Uh-oh. Oh, having a 10-year-old roommate is kind of, Hold on, let's help. Can we save people? Oh, we haven't seen him yet, so 33, so 16. Oh yes, there's something I must ask you. Of course. Go ahead, Susie. I'm a very great fan of the adventures of Herlock Sholmes and... Oh, you have a copy of Rant's magazine? Yes, I read every issue. I just delivered all the way to Japan on a ship. Oh, this is so exciting. My stories are being read on the other side of the world. My stories? Yes, she's the one who writes them. She's the Wilson. That's right. Hurley is always solving such amazing cases, you see, and he tells me all about them. They really are quite fascinating. It would be such a shame if I was the only one who ever heard them, don't you think? Goodness. So you are the Wilson. Last night, he was telling me all about a new case he just solved on the steamship. Oh, that's how she knows us. That's how she knows about us. Traveling from a faraway land. So I was just in the middle of typing up the manuscript for the next station before you came. So you are the author. Yeah. Yes, I'll let you in on secret if you like. I'm going to call this latest adventure The Speckled Band. The Speckled Band, that's certainly very familiar. Of course, I've always changed one or two details of the story here and there. This time, I had the idea of making a venomous snake be the cause of all the trouble. Oh, that was Mr. Stone's first thought as well, actually. Yes, and of course I know that a snake might not be a credible fit for the case exactly, but it's a story. Some people's poetic license is justified to make it more thrilling, I think, don't you? So, do you mean to say, are the stories about Mr. Stone that are published in Rant's magazine a little bit of a all written by me? Yes, I'm a wonderful and very modern typewriter, but for all the stories I've ever read are written by Doctor of Medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson. This of the... Oh! Could it be, you think? Yes, that's me. Pen name, you see? A feather name. I mean, my name really is Wilson. But what about the Doctor of Medicine part? That's all true too. I am a doctor of medicine. What? Wait, no, at 10 years old? At 10 years old? Well, that's quite incredible. But, Dr. Wilson is an English gentleman. Ah, yes. I did alter the settings slightly for the stories to be more compelling. Oh. Well, it sounds a little strange, doesn't it? A great detective with a 10-year-old girl in tow. Yeah, that might be a little odd. Yes, I'm sure. I guess. I suppose it does. Yes. Poor Susato-san, her world. She looks like her whole world has just been falling apart. No. Never meet your heroes, everybody. About before. Yes. What's on your mind, Bruno? Do tell me. How did you know that I was a lawyer and we just arrived in London? I mean, from the story, yes. Oh, and that we have a difficult trial to. That part she should have known. How did you know all of that? Oh, that's what you mean. Please tell us how you did it. Explain every detail. Oh, of course, I'd be delighted. Although there's really no mystery. Now let's begin. Iris Wilson is proud to present. Her logic and reasoning spectacular. Oh, huh? This is hers. First of all, I knew already that you were a lawyer, Bruno. The band. After all, I met you yesterday at the Old Bailey at the Defense Antechamber. Yeah, that makes sense, but you also said that we only just arrived in London. How did you know that? I was sure the passport and travel tickets rooting for your breast pocket. Oh, well, yeah, they probably have to carry that at all times, so I was reasonably confident that you must only just arrived in the country. And on top of that, you accepted the case against that particular prosecutor, telling me you're unaware of London's court affairs. The Reaper of the Bailey, I walked right into that one, didn't I? And then I noticed a red ink stamp on the back of Susie's hand. Why did she have that? You're given that when you visited the local prison to meet with the suspect, weren't you? Earlier today? Oh. They use those stamps to keep a close eye on comings and goings, you see? I didn't realize. And a red stamp is only used for people visiting foreign inmates. So that told me that even though you had only yesterday concluded the trial of Magnus McGilded, the two of you had already caused the visit of foreign inmate at a local prison. However, neither of you was wearing a particular sad expression on your face, so I concluded that the prisoner was unlikely to be a friend or a relative. Ooh, that's actually some interesting deduction. That led me to believe that you must have accepted a new case. I see. That logic is completely sound. How could you know that the trial is tomorrow? Well, having barely been home a few hours yesterday, Hurley solved yet another case. It's obviously amusement. He told me that he caught a Japanese man who was bawling and trembling. A Japanese man? Well, clearly that must have been Mr. Natsume. Now, Bruno has that fancy Japanese sword. And I think your outfit is called a kimono, isn't it, Susie? Well, anyway, it's clear to me that you both came from Japan yourself. So I put two and two together and decided you must be defending the Japanese man Hurley caught. And there's only one conclusion those facts could lead me to. So she actually, her deductions are actually 100% spot on. You both came here to ask Hurley about the case. That's completely right. There's no note on the mantelpiece that says the man's trial will be tomorrow. Oh, there's also a note on the mantelpiece that says the man's trial will be tomorrow. Hurley is always stabbing his nose with a knife, you see. He is, he is silly, and that's all there was to it, really. Thank you for listening. I'm Iris Wilson. That was one of my great deductions. That was actually impressive. They're flabbergasted. Well, was it a winner? Were my deductions correct? They were eerily correct. They were spot on. That was amazing, Iris. Truly a great deduction. You even managed to discern something of Mr. Soames' delivery. Oh, well, I was just copying Hurley's style for that. This really is very good news. you could tell us about all about the case involving the Japanese man. You will, won't you, Iris? Please. So yesterday, Mr. Soames apprehended the Japanese man you were saying. Yes. Hurley had just arrived back in London after the sea voyage, but the police were waiting for him at the railway station, taking him directly to the crime scene. Ah, the great detective is a popular man, it seems. Apparently, a woman was stabbed on a quiet street somewhere in town. There were witnesses who had seen a short, shifty-looking stooped man running away from the scene. Short, shifty-looking stooped man. Mr. Natsume beyond any doubt. Just like Seki-san said, he didn't see anybody else on the street at all, but it seemed there were witnesses after all. Hurley used his great detective powers to determine the man's address. It was a lodging room very nearby. He went directly to there with the police. What did they find? A short, shifty-looking stooped man, shivering in fear. Ah. Mr. Show's great detective certainly hit the mark that time. Of course it did. He's the great detective. Still, that means the incident occurred only 2 days ago. Surely tomorrow is too soon for the trial, isn't it? Definitely. We have no time to investigate properly. Hurley says that London is rife with crime. Oh. Scotland Yard is doing its best, but they can't stay on top of it, apparently. Oh dear. I hadn't realized the situation was so dire. That's why they can't afford to spend too much time investigating cases and trying to keep criminals in court. Staff and money are both short. Crimes are usually pinned on the first suspicious person. Oh, that's probably one of the things. That's terrible. I suppose it's the harsh reality of the workings of the world's greatest justice system. I suppose it is, but in that case, I don't hold out much hope. Just a second, son. Thank you for answering so many of our questions, Iris. This has been very informative. Oh, you're most welcome. I've had so much fun. Do you happen to know where Mr. Soames is at the moment? As you guessed, we'd like to ask him some questions about this case as well. Ah, well, I expect Hurley is still investigating the scene. And for the case involving Mr. Natsume, you mean? Natsuno. Yes, Mr. Natsume? Hurley said he was going to the man's lodgings. If you leave now, you'll probably catch him there. Garrus, do you know where those lodgings are? Well, I imagine the police are still investigating the scene of themselves, aren't they? Did you happen to come across a detective by the name of Gregson when you were there? Ah, yes, we know Inspector Gregson. Ah, goody. In that case, give Gregson this for me, would you? If you do that, I'm sure he'll tell you what you want to know. What is this? A 5-shilling piece and a postcard, it seems. Iris, postcard. Clarify Inspector Gregson with a message on the back from Iris. It reads, tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem. Gosh, this will make the inspector helpless, will it? Well, thank you, Iris. We'll give it a try. Good luck, then. I'm going to return to my writing my manuscript, The Speckled Band. And I'll be making more special bends of tea. We'll come back again soon. You'll be delighted. Thank you so much, Iris. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, it's back to the scene of the crime. Though somewhat dubious that they would exert any influence over the men at Scotland Yard at all, we headed back to the scene with Iris' curious note and one of the world's heaviest silver coins in hand. Silver? To be continued. The investigation part 1 was done. More investigating to be done. Looks as though the police are still here, carrying on with their investigation. Perfect. Well, let's find Inspector Gregson as quickly as possible. Yes, and let's see if we'll take a break from his ship to look at that silver tip Iris gave us for him. Any more to talk about? Oh. Inspector Gregson, do you have a moment? I'm sorry to say I don't. I'm a very busy man. Much too busy to talk to a pair of foreign gadabouts. That's for sure. We have these for you at present for Miss Iris Wilson. What? For me? From her ladyship? Her ladyship? Give that here at once. Come on, hand it over. That's for me. Don't wait for me. Don't wait for me to give it to you, will you? Uh-oh. He has some pull, I guess. What was that coin exactly? It's a silver crown, obviously, but it's a lot more than that. Well, it's an appearance fee. That's what it is. An appearance fee. Oh, I see. You mean... That's right. For the adventures of Herlock Sholmes, her lady should always offer me a little financial reward for featuring me every time. Yes, of course. Oh, okay. It's basically, he's your royalties. Yes, of course. I know all about your exploits in the sector. I read them avidly. Of course, for using my name without me saying so does make me the butt of a lot of unpleasant jokes. Still, I am sorry, Inspector. That must be difficult for you. Never you mind that. So, why'd you want to know then? Eh? Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem, it says. Well, obviously it's not a problem. Go on, fire away. What do you want to know? Well, if you wouldn't mind, Inspector, we'd very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings. Ah, the little knife-wielding, mouse-mustache Japanese fellow. He lives in a right old hovel just over there. Look. Oh, literally on the first floor of the house, the corner where that wreck of a bicycle is propped up. Oh, that's his house? That is nearby indeed. If I remember rightly, the landlord is Mr. John Garrideb. Right, well, he's here again. You make sure you give her ladyship my regards. He's here. I mean it. You tell her that Gregson sends his very best wishes. But don't worry, Inspector. We will. Goodbye for now, then. Long live her ladyship. Well, at least he told us what we wanted to know before he left. Yes, so then, shall we go and see what we can find at Mr. Natsume's lodgings? Definitely. Why is there a cannon in here? What the heck is this? This is very suspect lodging. What is going on? Oh, hello. May I help you? Yes. Would this be the residence of Mr. John Garrideb? Indeed it would, sir. And who may I say is calling? My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Mr. Naruhodo is representing Mr. Soseki Natsume. I believe he takes lodging here. Boy, would very much like to ask him some questions about our client. One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Garrideb. Did you see that, Miss Susato? That was a real-life English maid. I know. As I understand it, anyone of standing in English society employs a number of household staff. But that was the first time I've ever seen one in the flesh. Oh, this day keeps getting better. It certainly feels like we really arrived now, doesn't it? We need only to meet a butler, and the experience will be complete. Well, I'm not sure if I'd go that far, but I understand the sentiment. Thank you for waiting. Mr. Garrideb will see you now. This way? Oh, it looks like a moon. Lunatone? That uniform looks fairly ancient, doesn't it? It's clearly been well looked after, though. That old thing? Ha! Not much better than rags, really. Oh? Wore that ceremonial garb at my retirement bash, you know? But I'm not one for dwelling on the past. Me would have gladly thrown out, but you know how it is. Anyway, it doesn't hurt to have the old odd piece of memorabilia lying around, does it? Oh, I see. Perhaps we should leave the past in the past. I've got a full-size cannon. What's it doing in here? Oh my, it's real. So I thought it might be a replica. That old thing? Bah, that's a little more than a toy. Sorry? The army was selling it off when I retired, so I decided to give it a new home. Never know when the army might attack next. It's all useful to have a cannon about the house. Really? It isn't? Overkill? Be prepared, I always say. You never know what twist the world is going to throw at you next, boy. Do you think there'll be any trouble brewing, Mr. Garrideb? Always is. Take Joan here. Never feels to have a clean rifle in reserve. Drives them over the barrel, you see? They drive very well in the cannon, Joan tells me, but rather proves my point, I feel. It didn't reduce to a drying rack. I wondered the huge cannon looks like it's hanging in its headed shame. What's that? Look at this crockery on display. It's rather unusual, isn't it? Oh my, a genuine London dresser. Isn't it delightful? Although the shells seem to be broken, and the crockery is, oh dear, is in pieces. It really is. The word cracked wouldn't do that China-ware justice. Ah, I wonder. Perhaps the cannon was fired at. Perhaps the cannon was fired at it. Yes, probably something like that. Let's not delve too deeply here. Look at the camera screen. It must have been put there deliberately, surely. Yes, it certainly seems someone's trying to hide something from view. What could be behind it, I wonder? I'm going to have a very quick look. Just a little peek. Ahem, ahem. Maybe let's not. This is auto. I think the maid is going to head. I think the maid is going to head us off with a cup of tea. Ahem, ahem. Are those mortar shells? They're enormous. Ah, I hadn't noticed. What are they doing here? The cannon. Ah, those old things. A couple of little rounds I accidentally fired into the barracks during training. You know, became a bit of a colorful regiment folklore that incident. You mean you deliberately hunted out the spent shells? Well, I wouldn't say deliberately exactly. They're only scraps of iron after all. Usually just thrown away, I believe. You never know when things might come in useful. Do you? Useful for what exactly? Yes, well, he's a hoarder. That's what it is. Joan here did manage to knock one of them volley things on my foot the other day while she was dusting. Oh no! I hadn't shed a tear since 1869 before then, you know? Maybe reconsider throwing them away. Okay, there's this thing here, but we can't really. Medal of Honor. No. That looks like a Medal of Honor. It's showcased on a very grand banner. Yes, it's played with some pride, I would say, although it bothers me that it's not straight. What? That old thing? Sorry? I should be glad to see the back of it, but the general will return it in his grave if I dispose of it. The wall is the best place for it. Keeps the ballet thing out of my way. It's just been polished designed by accident, I suppose. There appears to be an inscription on the medal itself. Look, let me see. It says, "For distinguished participation." Sounds like the kind of art even I could be in the line for. Well, one doesn't like to blow one's trumpet, but it was given that for my time in the army. Can't measure an officer by the number of medals that other name, of course. Common knowledge in military circles. Okay, let's stop. Oh, I can't talk. Good day to you. John Garrideb at your service. Pleased to meet you, sir. This is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. He's the defense lawyer. Do excuse me not getting up. took a shot to the knee a few years back in the Battle of my wand, don't you know? Earned a medal for my pains, but I had to withdraw from service, handed over the reins to so he's a retired soldier. It's a hell of a job getting up and down the stairs now. I can tell you. Don't get out much as you can imagine. Yes, it's quite a climb up here to the second floors. I was panting at the top of the stairs. You really must take more exercise, Mr. Naruhodo. Do you think so? Well, Mr. Gyarados, no doubt you were very encouraged to earn yourself a medal. Oh, it was nothing. The medal's just a folder roll, really. Wouldn't like you to offend the general, though, so I grudgingly displayed it on the wall. Why don't you fetch it down, Joan? Let's get people to see it properly. Joan, fetch that. Ah! That's what all women, be careful! Oh, dear me, I do beg your pardon, sir. You jolly near took this in off my hands. I shall be more careful, sir. So anyways, there you have it. Living the quiet life now. Yes, I see. Now then, I hear you want to know about the chap lodging downstairs. Is that right? Yes, we'd be very grateful if you can answer some questions for us. Only two, please, naturally, especially if it helps to keep the peace here in Blightly. We forged an alliance with the Empire of Japan recently, as I'm sure you're aware. But this case is very much in the public eye, as it were. Oh, is it? That's okay, that's why he's doing it. Even had some famous detective poking around, you know? In this old house, would you believe? Yes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Could have been. Didn't catch the chap's name. Not really my cup of tea, all that detective business. Oh, but you have a copy of Brand's magazine here, so... Eh? No, why is he lying? Anyway, the chap's investigating the foreigner's room as we speak. So he's in the Soseki-san's room. It's a bally nuisance, is what it is. Is what it is. The whole neighborhood's twitching with its curtains now. I don't like all this fuss. It's jolly unsettling. Oh, Mr. Natsume then. Mr. Gyarados, please do tell us. Ah, yes, the Japanese chap. Only been lodging here for a week. Oh, just 1 week? So he moved in very recently then. I have 2 lodges most of the time, one of them on the ground floor and one just below us. The first floor became available a week ago, you see. There've been... Ah! Uh-oh. Dash it all, Joan. Do be careful. Oh, my goodness. I'm terribly sorry, sir. Please, if you want to know my opinion. I thought he was a shady sort from the moment I set eyes on him. Oh, why? He seemed to have a most nervous disposition, always shaking and looking over his shoulder. The man had shady written across his so brow, if you ask me. I said to myself, Joan, that man is trouble. Sooner or later, he's going to be doing something untoward. And I'm rarely wrong about anything. We won't be calling this maid as a witness, that's for sure. Was there anything else that struck you as suspicious about the man at all? Yes, oh yes, indeed there was. And she's dying to tell us. Had you noticed anything else at all about your lodger, Mr. Natsume? Oh my word, yes, that maid was shadier than an orchard. Could you elaborate? Well, take that man's room, absolutely stuffed full of books it is, more than anyone could ever read. And he never much as passes the time of the day with another living soul. I haven't seen a single visitor call. He just trots off to that old bookshop every day, and comes back with 5 to light the gas fire. And the funny little man is up long past the time anyone else has gone to bed too. Oh, I see. The gentleman on the ground floor goes to bed at around 9 each night, but I've never known that Japanese felt any earlier than 2 in the morning. Ooh, a real night owl. Could you clarify something, I wonder? What, Ray? How do you know so much about Mr. Natsume's routine? Oh! I understood that neither of the lodgers live on the floor of the house. Neither of the lodgers live on the floor of the house. Is that correct? That's right. Yes, they're both below us on the first floor in the street level. So then how is it that you know so much about the lives of your lodgers? The precise times that they come back in the evening, for example, even the times they go to bed. Uh-oh. God! Uh-oh. Good grief, Joan. Be more careful, woman. Oh my goodness, sir. I'm terribly sorry, sir. They're hiding something. Something doesn't add up here. It seems the incident took place at around 5 in the evening. Did you happen to look out the window around that time? The window? Yes, we noticed that the window over there looks out over Briar Road. The incident took place on the pavement just on the far side of the street. Was there anyone suspicious loitering nearby? 5 o'clock is dinner time in the Garrett household, so I'm afraid I don't remember seeing anything. How about you, Joan? No, sir. It would have been dusk outside early already at that hour, and with the fog as well, I should think it would have been quite impossible to see the other side of the road. Oh, I see. Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary then? Such as anything at all, even if it seems unrelated. Well, yes, was there something then? Well, it's nothing particularly significant, but around that sort of time and here and there. Ah! For the love of God, Joan, watch what you're doing. Oh, dearie me, what have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir. Do be more careful, woman. Of course, sir. If I may, Mr. Narrow Hollow. Yes? I have an exceedingly good memory, and as far as I can remember, nothing of any significance took place here at that hour. Nothing at all. Oh, really? Mr. Garrett? The way you were talking before, it sounded rather like there might have been. Oh, well, as I was saying, it was just a trifling matter, really. Nothing of... Ah! Joan, dash it all! What is the matter with you, woman? Begging your pardon, sir? Nothing happened. Yes, quite. Nothing happened. We sat down to a quiet, uneventful meal. Joan? That's right, Mr. Garrett. What is the matter with these two? It sounds like something happened here in this room on that incident. But what? I wish I knew. Mr. Natsume's room. Could you tell us which floor Mr. Natsume's room is on? Why, certainly. Just below us on the first floor. Yeah, see, and that's true. In the UK, you see this. So they're on the 3rd floor, and if you live in North America, they would. Mr. Garrett is on the 3rd floor. Mr. Natsume is on the 2nd floor, and the other person's on the 1st floor. But in UK, they refer to like the 1st floor, or what we call the 1st floor, as a ground level, or the street level, like you just did earlier. Yes, Toby, not his name, had asked to look into the matter, so I gave him the key. Mr. Natsume had engaged Mr. Soames' search services? That's a blatant lie. Would it be alright if we also had a look around? In Mr. Natsume's room, I mean? Don't see why not. Just on one flight of stairs. Who knows if we'll find anything that can help us with that case, but we'll have to try. We need all the clues we can lay our hands on, shall we? Yes, and while we're there, we can speak with Mr. Soames again. Perhaps he'll be able to tell us more. Oh, look. What a wonderful collection of cakes lined up on that gleaming silver cake stand. Lined up? It looks more like someone has half the knowledge than to me. Afternoon tea is a time of indulgence, no? It's quite the English way. It is Mr. Garrett's custom to take 2 cakes with his tea. That sounds delightful. Oh, wait a minute. So, There are at least 10 cakes on this cake stand. Well, naturally, and I would never do to waste the leftovers. But whatever Shigeru doesn't eat, I say to myself, don't, you shall have to tidy up. How magnanimous of you. Oh, Lucky Cat statue. Oh, this place looks like a dump. Mr. Natsume's room. Boy, just look at this place and smell it. It's so musty in here. I suppose the mountain of old books that are responsible for that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't look. I don't think I've ever seen so many books in all my life. No, me neither. It's so dark in here, too. Is that the window over there? Well, it was the window, I think. Yes, once upon a time. But for some reason, it's been closed up with bricks and mortar. So, this is where sorry. So this is where Mr. Natsume lives. By the way, I haven't spotted Mr. Solmes anywhere. Have you? No, that's not true. But according to Mr. Garrett told us, the great detective should be around here somewhere investigating. Oh, well, he's probably standing behind this pile of books right here. Look. Oh, look, it's a beckoning cat from home. It's a bit big and bulky, isn't it? Surely Mr. Natsume didn't bring that Maneki Neko from all the way from Japan with him. I hardly think you're in a position to comment, Mr. Naruhodo. Jeez. Are you forgetting the enormous Daruma doll that you brought in your luggage? Well, it can be dangerous for traveling abroad. I just wanted a lucky charm. Well, I imagine Mr. Natsume wanted the same, and his cat is sure to beckon good luck to him. It's not doing a very good job so far, is it? You mustn't say such things. I didn't say it. I didn't say a word. Why are my eyes such a giveaway? Look at all those books stacked up there. They almost reach the ceiling. They're all works of English literature, and they're all the sound so musty. With this volume of books on hand, you'd never be short of reading material, would you? No, what a dreamy idea. A bad dream, maybe. For me, at least. Mind you, I don't imagine the book that's at the bottom of the pile now will ever be read again. Ah, so reading is an experience that comes once in a lifetime, just as this tea ceremony teaches us. I certainly didn't expect the conversation to turn down the path of tea ceremony philosophy. Example the cat. Aw, kitty. Oh my, what an adorable little cat. Perhaps he's looking after all the books while the master is away. I don't know about that. He disappeared in that pile of books as quickly as a flash. It was a tricolor Mike. Mike, not Mike, Mike. I think it's Mike, wasn't it? Do they even have that sort of cat here in Great Britain? Perhaps Mr. Natsume brought a little creature with him from Japan. That's made me feel homesick now. Already? We've only been in the country for 2 days. That's true. That desk seems to be wedged into a crevice between the mounds of books on either side. I suppose Mr. Natsume would sit there and read while stroking his cat. We're surrounded on all sides by these towering old tomes. Surely he dreamt of books every night as well. Yes, he must have done, wasn't he? Oh, what's this? It's a receipt from a secondhand bookstore. Your books. Oh yes, Mr. Natsume's name is on it. Look, and the date of the purchase. 2 days ago at 4:45 p.m. That's the day of the incident. That's just a short while before the hero was embroiled in the terrible attack. He must have been on his way back from buying some old books. Secondhand book. Yeah, receipt. This is. Hold on. Let's check it out. So okay, so he murdered here, but he was on this side of the street, and but he lives right here. So maybe if he ran, he must have ran this way. And we're gonna guess ran this way, and then ran back home, and then ran. This is sum of 2 shillings tendered in the receipt of the picture of Monsieur Leco. I'm not saying that. Amelia Gabrielle, Canterbury Yearnings. Okay, 2 shillings. Oh, hey. He wasn't there before. What's up? Yo. Ah, look, Mr. Naruhodo. Her lock. Or Hurley. There he is. Where did he appear from? He seems to be engrossed in the pages of an old book. I hope he won't mind if we disturb him. Hello, Mr. Soames. You two. Good day. Now, let me see. Where was it that we met? Oh, Mr. Soames, we were together on the SS Buria. Yes, of course, the Buria. And let me see. What happened on that voyage? It was Cosmo Soki. He died. You were a great help to us. Yes, but of course, the case of Mr. Asogi. It was the one with the snake, wasn't it? Oh, well, you seem to remember something of it at least. What an honor to be remembered vaguely by the great Sherlock Holmes. Yes, the great honor. This is Mr. Oh, no, my dear madam, hold your tongue. I pride myself on my superior powers of recollection. Your names are safely recorded in my brain. Miss Naruhodo. Oh, Miss Naruhodo. And Mr. Susato. Try the other way around, Mr. Sholmes. I lose the first round. I lose the first. In truth, I had hoped to invite you both to my Baker Street the day we arrived in London. Some Scotland Yarders ambushed me without the railway station and whisked me away to a crime scene. It was entirely a trivial case, of course. I solved the matter in no more than 30 minutes. So the apprentice to 60 son in that short amount of time. I'm afraid the pursuance of a new case is dulled by recollection of my past involvements in a little. It is a mistake to think that one's brain addict has elastic walls and can extend to any extent. I do my best to forget useless facts, lest they should elbow one out the useful ones. Yes, those are my own words of my inimitable wisdom, from an adventure titled A Study in Scarlet. Please, there's no need to quote yourself. I don't always remember my pearls of wisdom, but fortunately, my associate pens them beautifully. He means Iris, I suppose. Mr. Sholmes, we have some extremely important questions to ask you about the trivial case you just mentioned. Goodness, what an earnest expression. Oh. No, I missed it. My turn. Yeah, wait, that's right. Whatever. Goodness, what an earnest expression. My dear madam, I shall be only too pleased, and this murky room is an apt place to discuss the murky case. Mr. Natsume's arrest. We know this to be the lodging of a Japanese foreign student by the name of Soseki Natsume. It seems that you assisted in his arrest, Mr. Sholmes. The stabbing of a young woman outside her here on Briar Road. Natsume. Yes, I believe it was the name rather along those lines. Mr. Natsume denies it. Was it really justifiable to arrest him in so little? I'm sorry, Miss Susato, but I had not the slightest idea what you mean. What? I can't believe he was looking Susato squarely in the eye while feigning ignorance. I assure you, I am not merely feigning ignorance. Wait, how did he? It would appear as if the pair of you are under some misapprehension. Oh? How? I assure you, I have no recollection of accusing your astute compatriot of the crime, but that doesn't make sense. The good detectives of Scotland Yard made the following request of me, and I quote verbatim: "We need you to ascertain the identity and whereabouts of a man seen fleeing the crime scene." Ah, a man seen fleeing. There were a number of books scattered on the pavement at the scene. Of the book plates, I was quickly able to determine the bookshop in which they would have been purchased. On speaking with the proprietor, I was immediately led to this address. Elementary. What did you say? I believe there's a receipt around here somewhere from that establishment in question. So you don't think Mr. Natsume is a culprit then? That I could not tell you. But it was not. But it was aggravating my faculties, hence why I returned here. However, this place is just a trove of fascinating books. I find myself quite lost in bibliophily. Do not be deceived into believing that I am a man of leisure. No, no, no. Oh dear. Mr. Garadeb. Ah, tell me. Have you encountered the landlord of these lodgings? Yes, Mr. Garadeb, a retired military man. It was the first time I ever met a soldier from the Great British institution that is the service. That is the services. Sorry. Snap. One sec. And it was the first time I ever met a maid from the Great British institution that is service. I didn't think it was that funny. I do apologize. As you may as well be aware, many houses in London employ a maid. Yes, I read as much as my Great Britain primer. And so conversely, whether or not a household employs a maid has come to betoken the social standing of those dwelling therein. Betokening their social standing. Sorry? Put simply, my dear fellow, only people notable. Those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those who do not are beneath that. And thereby echelons of society, of course. Households employ enough staff to constitute a large family. So the number of, so middle class people only have one, poor people have none, and rich people have many. Goodness, how extraordinary. As you can appreciate, those on the precarious boundary between the middle and lower classes, being able to afford just one maid is of the first importance. I had no idea. And for precisely that reason that I find great stimulation in the situation upstairs, specifically in the retired Army veteran, Mr. John Garadeb. Oh? Affable as he is, the fellow is hiding something. Whether or not it imposes on the circumstances of the case, I am as yet unable to ascertain. I'm thoroughly lost on what he means to say. Basically, he's suspect. He's very sus. This room is thoroughly suffocating for the soul, my dear fellow. I assure you, any man whose lot is to dwell in a place such as this will stab somebody sooner or later. Mr. Natsume has said no one. But sooner or later, as I said. Okay, true, I guess. I don't believe that's the issue here. About this dark little room, Mr. Strom. Why is there no longer a window? Do you have any idea? No window. Well, I mean, I can clearly see that there is a window of sorts. But it's been completely blocked with bricks. I see. The answer to that question is quite simple. Window tax. Oh! Window tax? What is that? Surely not a tax on windows. Precisely that. Oh my goodness. Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on a household indispensable by the number of the window. Those of lesser means, having inherited a sizable and costly family home, perhaps rapidly closed up windows, while the rich opened windows here and there and everywhere. That's what the... In an effort to curry favor with those in power by furnishing up a large number of taxes. Oh! How often? And unjust, forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light. That is crazy. Indeed, disease was rife as a result. So some 40 years ago, or thereabouts, the window tax was abolished. But its legacy remains, as you can see, in squalid lodgings disease, for example. Hold on, let me look it up. UK window. Yeah, there you go. Window tax. Yeah, 1696. Window tax. The number of windows. Break the window space. Time is a little off. It was like a... Yeah. Okay. Okay. History. I suppose that somebody's stipend for living here in London is very generous, perhaps. It would appear so. I've done a little digging and discovered that these lots were offered at an extraordinarily low price. One sec. Because the room is so awful, I just think. Apparently, Mr. Natsume only moved in here about 1 week ago. Yes, that's correct. Well, however, I don't believe the low rent is complained by the shabby nature of the accommodation. Oh? Oh. So, that is a little relevance here. A matter not worthy of any further attention. Are you sure? I'm curious now. How's it? Well, I believe I told you all I can now. Thank you, Mr. Solms. Ah, yes, Mr. Naruhodo. was not your intention to become a practitioner of law. Oh, you remembered that, did you? Well, will you perhaps be offering your services in this various matter, I wonder? To the occupant of this room, Mr. Natsume, was it? I'm not sure. Not sure. On what grounds? Well, I actually defended someone in court here only yesterday. Really? Well then, I congratulate you, sir, on an ambition realized, and so promptly, too. The thing is, it's really made me question things. Am I right to believe in my clients? To trust in their innocence? Yes. Trust. Mr. Soames, Mr. Natsume didn't do it, did he? My dear fellow, I haven't the first idea. Oh, but I thought that's why you were here. Didn't you come back to investigate? Ah, yes, that was indeed my initial intention. But there are simply too many fascinating books here. I couldn't possibly ignore them. Oh, I see. Nevertheless, there are two facts that I can state quite unequivocally. The man who fled the scene of the crime 2 days ago was the Japanese occupant of the room, and there are witnesses who swear to have seen the same man commit the crime. That is all I can say. Ah, and one more thing. Oh, what is it, Mr. Soames? Tell us. I cannot say with any certainty whether or not this is of any relevance to this case, but I am quite sure that the retired army man who owns this property is hiding something. Mr. Garadeb is... Mr. Soames said it was toward acting activity. Anyway, at present, that is really all that plays on my mind in relation to this case. Mr. Naruhodo, as yet, our investigators have uncovered nothing that could help establish Mr. Natsume's innocence. No, you're right. Perhaps it's time to cover what deeper into Mr. Garadeb's secret. Just remember, I cannot be sure whether the landlord's secret will prove to be relevant or not. I wish you every success, of course, Mr. Naruhodo. Holmes out. Sholmes out. Pew! A busy man indeed. He's gone back to his book in the corner of the room. Oh, he's just chilling. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, see ya. They're hiding something, is it? Well, it seems like she's hiding something, but maybe she forgot. Mr. Garadeb's room. Ah, you're here again. Tell me, was the detective chap, I forget his name, still hard at work down there? Oh, Mr. Sherlock Holmes? Ah, yes, rings a vague bell. All that detective business. Isn't that really my thing, I'm afraid? Well, Mr. Holmes is in his element down there. Jolly good show. I'd like a cup of tea, if you please, Joan. Joan? Now then, why didn't you tell me what? Ah! For the umpteenth time, woman, will you watch what you're bally-well doing? I shall be serving dinner shortly, sir. Ah, yes, of course. Frightfully rude of me, I'm afraid, but I'm afraid. Frightfully rude of me, but I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to take your leave if you'd be so kind. Oh, yes, of course. We are deeply grateful for all your assistance. Not at all, not at all. Don't get much chance to talk with young foreigners like yourself. It's been a pleasure. Best of luck and all that. Perhaps you can see yourselves out. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garadeb is hiding something. And since no other answers exist in public us to know, perhaps we should do some digging. Can I look at that? Oh. What is he doing here? Ah. What's he doing over there? Mr. Sholmes? Sholmes in. Aha, we meet again, my dear fellows. Good gracious, when did you sneak in here? Sherlock Sholmes, sir. At your service. Whatever were you doing over there by the window? I am given to watching the evening skies and sunsets, madam. Yet sadly, cheerful as the room downstairs undoubtedly is, It lacks an aperture for such observation. So I took the liberty of borrowing a small corner of space by the window up here. Well, keeping an eye on one's window at dusk is prudent to the things to do in London, I'm gathering. Ah, and one other thing, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, me. I thought perhaps you might be in need of a certain great detective's great mind. Wait, he's not talking about, is he? I didn't expect to be going through that again so soon. Do you mean Mr. Soames? My great detective? Aha! There is mighty secret in this modest room. My eyes see the most trivial of trifles. I take it you're prepared, Mr. Naruhodo. I think so. There is just time enough for one of my greatly admired great detectives. Let us conclude the matter before dark. Mr. Garrideb, though it would seem you are a military man of considerably distinguished service, your standing as a landowner is most certainly not what one might call first rate. I'm afraid, sir, that is all too clear to me. There are two conclusions I have been able to draw by careful observation of the living arrangement. I beg your pardon? The first is that even as we speak, here I can see the presence of a ferocious beast in your care. Eh? And the second, excuse me, oh my gosh, is that as a result of the beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear to you. Mr. Naruhodo, look. The bold man is breaking out in a cold sweat. Unbelievably, it seems Mr. Stone's conclusions are both spot on. How could I possibly know? You mean to inquire? The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. We're in the dense jungle of logic and reason. Is the king I am the king of beasts. Ah! And I know only too well that wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin? Once again, Sherlock Holmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. The game is afoot. Topic 1. Nature of the beast. Conclusion. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on rampage of late within these four walls. Thus, we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? Ah, for a man with a military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Huh? Your furtive glance, Mr. Garrideb, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by the lion statue. Yes, though an army man, you appear unimposing at best. The fact that has fueled your adoration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts. What is this piffle, I ask you? In the end, your adoration becomes so great, in fact, that you had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India, which you tried to keep in this very house. What? Oh, he got slapped. Yet living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you had imagined. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in the evidence. Yet, as you look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Where, madam? Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance in your direction. It is? Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. Found for protruding from his, it is the handbill advertising a circus show. Ah. Yes, you sought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Garrideb. At Batty Circus, a traveling show currently sojourning in a nearby park, I observed tents. You sold a savage lion, sir, to the circus troupe. I most certainly did not. I believe I have made my point. The fearsome beast which ran amok in this room was an Indian lion. And a simple visit from the circus now will reveal the lion prancing jubilantly through a ring of fire. Are there lions in? No, I don't think that's a rampaging Asiatic lion. Pretty sure lion only is just, well, maybe. Now, Mr. Garrett, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you is very tangible. He told me where you got slapped. There's someone in here. Your head weighs heavy under your shoulders. The pain you feel by being revealed by that supporting arm. And amid fits of terror, let your beloved beast go. The strain of losing something so dear to you is clearly visible in your visage. Nonsense, man. I simply... But what? We must now ask ourselves is the true cause of this pain. Oh, they're both looking. And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Oh, sorry. No, I did the thing where I minimized everything. Hold on. Wait. Yes, it's this pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Every envelope contains another demand for your payment. For cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on the financial circumstances of your household. So you had no choice but to let it go. Yes, well, now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable. The aftermath. Oh no, there was a fire. The aftermath of which can clearly be seen observing the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I am not mistaken. Dear me, what could have caused this destructive outburst? This time, madam, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yet, yes, to explain the dire state of this carpet, we need only look at the Tower of Cakes. There is no creature more dangerous on this earth than a beast with an unsatiated appetite. Was it or was it not once said by a certain noblewoman? If they had no bread, let there be cake. Food is at the heart of all tragedy. In fact, whatever it mean, having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk this net's prey. I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of this final act of destruction carried out by the beast. There is only one logical conclusion. Worked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet. The teeth marked in the carpet are a perfect match with those of the lions I once saw in India. Carpet gnawed on by the starving lion. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this beastly puzzle. What a maroon. Yeah. Ah! What is the matter with you, Joan? You're pouring scalding hot tea all over me. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Garrett. I'm afraid I didn't notice. My deductions can be startlingly sharp if it's out. Hold on. It says the reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, my revelations could make people relevatons. It could make people spill tears at times too. Oh. Mr. Sholmes, sorry to butt in again, but could I make an observation? Why, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. What is it? Again? Well, your deductions just now. Do you really think a lion could have fit inside a room of this size? Indeed, it is the only explanation for the facts. The terrifying truth all too often lies beyond the realms of common sense. But wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies behind the realms of common sense as well? But if an uncaged lion had run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Garrett and his maid would have been hurt, or worse. Ah, that's where you are stuck. No doubt, the former military man held his own against the beast using that large cannon. I thought you said that they sold the lions at the circus. And what about the food? Meat and potatoes are one thing. Like, I don't believe I have ever heard of a lion that drinks tea. Ah, my dear Mrs. Saddle, it occurs to me with some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands on Great Britain soil, they are infused with a highly appropriate taste for afternoon tea. That's great. Oh, what a glorious notion. That's not it. Well then, Mrs. Naruhodo, it's your turn to shine again. I had a feeling that was coming. A slight massage, that's all Mr. Soap's deductions need. You can do it. Excellent. I've been waiting for my trusty partner in deductions to step forward, Mr. Naruhodo. We don't even know yet whether or not this is going to help with Mr. Natsume's case. Still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. At least, that's what I want to believe. Let us start again. From the beginning of Herlock Sholmes' logic and reasoning spectacular. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. It certainly shouldn't take great detectives to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Thus, we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? Ah, for a man with a military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. The furtive glance, Mr. Garrideb, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of this beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that lion statue. Hold on. I really didn't see that lion thing coming. No, but if you observe Mr. Garrideb's reaction, it rather seems as though the beast did run amok here in this room. I think it's a cat. Yes, something with very fierce nature, but it could have been a lion transported from India. So what was it then? We must follow Mr. Garrideb's gaze. That will lead us to the true answer. So... Oh. What's this photograph? Oh, they're married. It appears to be from Mr. Garrideb's wedding. He looks very happy, doesn't he? He does, but he can't make out his bride. Now, no, unfortunately, something must have struck the glass directly over the face. I wonder what happened. Probably best not to delve too deeply there.
Take that!
Oh, no. Behind the line statue of the man that's face is almost deliberately hidden from view is a photograph. So you have to examine it in detail. I can assure you that it holds the answer. Because I'm pulling the extremely fancy technique that you call jumping to conclusions, you see. No! It's jumping to conclusions. That deduction was wanting in every way. Yes, I was wanting you to hear it. I'm quite proud of it. I find myself wanting to never have heard it. I'm quite pained by it, in fact. Oh, sorry. I'll try again. Well, what do we know? What we do was to search the work in this room. And then Mr. Garrett inadvertently looking in the direction, something that gives it its identity away. Yes, if we investigate theory, we ought to have the answer. Here's some more specifically defiant. Maybe there's something on the lion statue. Oh, this is the lion statue that Mr. Stone picked out. Yes, I wonder. Perhaps if you live with a lion, it would prove to be a rather sweet companion. I think that's like a mouse trying to tell its family that the cat around the house is sweet. I suppose it is a bit of a flight of fancy, isn't it? Anyway, the beast we're looking for is something else. Let's have a good look around. Hey, these are shells with the cannon, are they? What a strange way to keep them. Imagine they had some significance to carry them. This time in the army. Ah, of course. He mentioned the battle of us just before, didn't he? Do you remember? He said he'd been shot in the knee. Perhaps it was one of these that hit him. If around that side hit his knee, there'd be nothing left of it, or Mr. Garrett for that matter. Mr. Sholm has a Persian slipper. And this man has spent all his perhaps it's customary to unwritten display rubbish on the mantelpiece. It's something I'm not seeing. What really caused the damage in this room? No. It's definitely not the mortar shell. I don't know what. Whatever.
Take that!
Nope. But the butter will accomplish the cannon. The war is good for nothing and brings only destruction. But it's just something was this. What spectacularly contrived logic led you to this madness conclusion? Oh well, it's supposed to be a logic and reasoning spectacular, so I thought it would contribute to the show. This is my show, Mr. Naruhodo. Kindly perform any peculiar experiments on your own stage. Sorry. Hold on. Oh no, this is a hard one. Well, what do we do? Okay, either I work. Can I click anywhere? Yeah, that was the first thing. Oh, maybe it's something in the photo frame. so you can see the bride's face at all. Okay. That's for sure. That's the usual design. Wait, what? I don't think it's this. This is for.
Take that!
Oh. Oh, it is that. Okay. By that newlywed bride. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that newlywed bride. Precisely, Mr. Naruhodo. No other explanation could possibly fit. Yes, this framed print pictures your wife, Mr. Gyaradev. And while we lament the fact that her face is seared, we can still make out her mighty arms and note the considerable horsepower they must contain. Oh, indeed, surely any woman with such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast. Honored might be stretching a point. Too late, the fact remains that the beast, which is so clearly established as wrong, was your wife, Mr. Gyaradev. Yeah! Shooting traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Well, yet as we look around, the beast's question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madam? Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but as plain as to be the one glance in your direction. It is? Your dress pocket gives us handsome clues to the beast's current whereabouts. The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself. Well, I don't know about fragile. Oh, dear. Anyway, Mr. Schultz is quite right. There's no sign of a Miss Gyaradev anywhere, but it seems there may be a clue as to her whereabouts. A clue that this maid is trying to hide. I wonder where Mr. Gyarade's wife could be. Oh, okay, no, we're looking at her. Go check the thing. Oh, it's your hands. Yeah, there you go. He's wearing a very large ring. Look. Oh yes, a sunflower design with some rather nice embellishments. And it's on the other ring finger of her left hand, which means it's surely a wedding ring. Looks like it's on there for life too. Can't imagine it would slide off a finger that size. That's something to think, Mr. Naruhodo. Not to say, yeah, geez, man. Do you know Mr. Gyarade's wife in the photograph had a ring very much like this one? It was a large sunflower design as well. Really? You have a great memory for these things. A large sunflower wedding. Wait, it's quite a coincidence that they have the same ring, isn't it? No.
Take that!
Why did you lie? Maybe because they want to be seen at 4? Their wedding ring, or should we say, Joan? Yeah, she said Joan Gyaradev. Ah. Indeed it does. That flowery bang gleaming on your finger gives you away. For it is identical to the one shown in the hand of Miss Gyarade's bride in the photo. In other words, you are no ordinary household maid. No. You are Miss Garrideb's lucky bride. You are Miss Garrideb herself. Oh my. Word! Well, jolly fine detecting, sir. As you rightly surmise, this is the wife, yes? Miss My Joan. Rather let herself go, you might say. But well, she was a bally poker but ah! It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you are a retired army man, yet you are in the business of renting out rooms. I would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct? Is that right, I tell you? I was second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. A man has his pride, you know, don't you know? That golly, it's a sorry thing, but that chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ. Yes, here in London, one is rather judged. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though in my considered opinion, this concerns about appearances are folly. You mean Mr. Garrideb has a wife work as his maid? Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Garrideb? He's a bleeding shame only in company, obviously, but listen here. This must remain a secret. Tip-top secret, please. Yeah. So why does he need his wife to pretend to be a maid? Is the question. Now, Mr. Garrideb, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, that it is in that blithe pose, the distress that this loss has caused you is veritably intangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain of your feeling being revealed by that supporting arm. Mr. Soames is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Garrideb's wife a beast. Yes, as a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable. Because Mr. Garrideb is standing beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he? Oh, true. But perhaps that supporting arm seems to be propping up his head. Has some other significance then. According to Mr. Soames, Mr. Garrideb's pain is tangible, though. What could that pose of his really signify? Oh my, look at that bright red mark. Gosh, that's quite something. And clearly made by somebody's hand. Yes, Mr. Garrideb has been slapped on the face, it seems. Hard. I've never seen such a clearly defined mark. Whoever could have done such a thing? Well, there's a very limited number of candidates, I say.
Take that!
Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain that you feel on being revealed by that slapped cheek. And of course, the deliverer of that impressive mark on your cheek that refuses to fade was you, Madame Joan Garrideb. Well, yes. You have been desperate to hide the slap on your cheek, sir. Ah. How the blazes did you work that out, man? Nothing escapes the notice of one trained in the art of observation, my dear fellow. That's why you haven't looked directly at us even once. To keep your other side from view. Well, Now, let us proceed to the next conundrum. Why were you subjected to such a violent slap? In other words, we must ask ourselves what caused Miss Madame Garrideb to fly into a rage. And we need to only follow the directions of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, it's a pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Didn't Mr. Stone say that the bills were all for lion fodder? Yes, but now we've established that the lion never existed. This can only mean that the thing responsible for the gobbling up all the food was Mr. Garredeb's wife. Mr. Naruto, she's a person, not a thing. Jeez, they're cooking her. They're killing her. Yes, well, she's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap round to the face. One so hard that it left a perfect hand mark in fact. Yes, why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder? I'd love to know the answer to that question. Someone must be reading this book at the moment. There's a bookmark here. Look. Mr. Garrett is clearly an avid reader. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is a bookmark. Oh no, it isn't. It's a note written in a woman's hand. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. And look next to the signature here. Lip marks made up with lipstick. Oh, what a passionate and romantic gesture. Don't get any ideas, Suzato-san. Oh dear, I'm sorry. So this bookmark is actually a love note then. No. So this card being used in the book is actually a love note. Yes, reading, oh James, I love you. Yours, Mary. But Mr. Garrett's first name is Joan, isn't it? Yes, I believe you may be heading into dangerous territory here. It's very conspicuous after all, isn't it? You mean that bright red lipstick next to the woman's signature? Yes, it's the first thing you notice, of course, and it rather makes your heart skip a beat.
Take that!
Take that! Yes, it's love note that is giving rise to the pain you suffer. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passionate indeed. You have to send this note a certain Miss Mary. Is it? Isn't the fly in the ointment here? Yeah. But I don't know that Bali woman. I don't know the Bali woman. You don't know her. And that note wasn't written to me. It was just in the book. I don't know how it got there. It was just in there, you say? That's right. That's what I've been saying. A likely story. Now listen here, Joan, old thing. I explained at the time. I bought the book at the second-hand place, and the most must have been already been in there. So the previous owner of the book was using the note as a bookmark. You're saying, if John's not very. That's right. That's what I've been trying to say. A likely story. For heaven's sake, woman, look at the name. It's written to James. My name, in case you've forgotten, is John. A likely story. Are you questioning my name now? And there we have it. Arouse the suspicions of the former female. You arouse the suspicions of the female heart, and you unleash a beast with the most ferocious bite. Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable. The aftermath of which can be clearly seen. Observing the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh dearie me. What could have caused such a destructive outburst? Excuse me. This time, madam, I'm afraid it's you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eyes have settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the Tower of Cakes. Nope. But surely Miss Garrett didn't eat the carpets. No, of course not. But there doesn't seem to be any doubt that the state of disarray in this room is a result of her wild temper. No, that's not true. So this is the last part of Mr. Shown deduction that we need to fix. We only need only to follow Mr. Garrett's gaze, and that will tell us the real answer. All right, let's see what you can see. Yes. The carpet here has been ripped to shreds. Yes, according to Mr. Stone's collection. The tears match those made by Indian lion's teeth exactly. Oh, look here. What is it? If you look closely at the edge, you can see scorch marks. Oh, yes, so you can. In that case, perhaps the carpet wasn't clean in the normal sense at all. Let's rethink this with that in mind. Okay, so not this. Oh, it's this. Candlestick is this looks like a very old candlestick, doesn't it? The base looks too small. Surely it's fairly unstable. It looks to me like even the slightest knock would make it topple over. Oh dear, that would be dangerous. Wait, take a closer look at this. There's one candle missing. Yes, I didn't notice that before. Why is that, I wonder? Why is one of the candles of the three missing from this folder?
Take that!
Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the candlestick. Most illuminating, my dear fellow, and of course the only possible way is this logical way out of this logical labyrinth. Yes, the remnants of the ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible. Indeed, they are. The scorch marks at the edge clearly give the truth away. The scorch marks. It would appear that this room was the scene of a little martial altercation. Miss Garrett's mighty arm and muscles left an impression not only on her husband's face, but on this entire room. The force of her strike caused the candle to fall from the holder. And in seconds, the carpet was alight, and the whole corner of the room in flames. Yes, for the most ferocious beast in the world was neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman, but fire. And in this room, that ferocious beast bared its claws and ran amok. That's eloquently put, my dear fellow. So you see, there is but one conclusion here. After the sparks of marital discord flew, this room was the scene of a fire. Case closed. Oh, he's standing up. Mr. Sholmes, sir? I salute you! Aw, he still caught him. Carpet scorched by a small fire. Yeah. Case closed. Elementary, my dear. Elementary. If these long winter's nights, you know, nothing but to do but read in front of the fire. Luckily, there's a jolly good secondhand bookshop just there on the corner. File novels there. And in the pages of the one particular novel, you discovered there was some rather illicit material, for which your wife admonished you harshly, it seems. Don't know about admonish. Demolish might be rather closer to the mark. And beast is most certainly an apt. Ah! Here we go again. And the carpet? Was that destroyed by the fire when a candle fell on the floor? Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know? The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see barely a thing. I was caught between the old stick's rage and the raging flames. You paint a horrid picture, sir. One that would have been most entertaining. That's sympathy for you. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The polished furniture started going up as well. We had to hide more mess behind the screen for the time being. Over here, Mr. Garrett? Well, you have nothing more to hide now, if you allow me. I had all my favorite old novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got to the holder, that was it. Whoosh, up in smoke. Gosh. And my wife started hurling things at me. That was what a terrible sight it must have been. I'll tell you, there was I, back against the window under heavy enemy fire. Insanity books incoming 10 to the dozen. Worst of all, I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Pride. Wait. Lion's Pride, isn't it Lion's Pride? Ah, yes, the notorious love of big cats coming through again. I assure you, the title didn't influence my choice in that matter, in the slightest. So the poor man really does lose something huge as a result of that ferocious beast rampage. Mr. Sholmes' deductions turned out to be correct once again. I can only be described as a great British wonder. I'll tell you, it was total carnage, flames everywhere, and the old stick in the full fettle. Out of interest, what time of day was that? Not sure I can remember, but it was 2 days ago now. Let's see, around 5 o'clock, I think. So at exactly the same time as the terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window on the street below. Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. If the whole book lightly could have been flattened outside by my window at that moment, I would have noticed a dash thing. Oh, really? Uh-oh. Got oddly silent there, bro. Mr. Sholmes. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo? What can I do for you? Well, I think we got to the bottom of the Mr. Garrett situation. But what does it have to do with Mr. Natsume's circumstances? Well, I can't help you there, I'm afraid. What? My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. Yeah, I warned you that although I knew the retired Mallory might be hiding something, he did say it might not be useful at all. I could not be sure whether the secret would prove to be relevant or not. I just knew you were going to say that. Now, Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind that all things fall into one of only two categories: those relevant to the case and those not. That makes no sense to me. Well, no matter. It is of far greater importance that you make up your mind now. Sorry? Visiting hours at the prison will soon be over. Oh no, is it that time already? If we're to get Mr. Natsume's case, we have official paperwork to attend to. So that's it. No more time to think. Perhaps you'd like to betake yourselves to bidding us farewell now? I must prepare supper for Mr. Garrett. Oh yes, I'm so sorry. Thank you both very much for your time. Seki-san will be waiting for us, and I'm going to have to give him an answer. Let's save. Nope, that's wrong. Prison. We're going to the prison. Wait, what? Why am I out here? Briar Road. It's time, Mr. Naruto. Must worry about the prison. Yes, I know. Let's hail a carrot. Oh. What's the matter? It looks like something's going on over there in front of the Garrett Ebb's house. Oh. I know thee not, old man. Fail to fall to thy prayers. Who you calling old man, you rum-looking ninny-pinny? Holy Popeye? There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt in your philosophy. Who is this Horatio fellow, eh? What do you want about? Excuse me? Eh? What the? Who are you now? I'm sorry, it just looked as though there might be some problem here. My associate here, Mr. Renosuke Learnhold, is a lawyer, you see? Yeah, a lawyer? What? If I could be any assistance, I'd be happy to help. I'm from Japan, but I have studied English law. Fine, I'll be on my way then. Wait for today. But you mark my words. And this ain't over yet. Get thee to a nunnery. Do I look like a bloomin' nun to you? It's Jack. I do hope you're not injured. Oh, fair Eastern maiden. Wow, it's so gentle. Thank you. What was that all about? There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. Not Horatio either. Forgive this inquiry, sir, but are you lodging here? Are you a lodger here in Garrett residence? Oh, fair Mr. Maiden, thou art so right. Yes, I do dwell in this humble abode. Mr. Garrett mentioned that he had another lodger, didn't he? This must be the man. You happen to know the other lodger who lives on the first floor? Ah, yes, a gentleman named Natsume. Oh, more worthy polemist than my battle of words ne'er could there be. Sorry? Battle, did you say? Who is the stronger, the Hamlet or Macbeth? Mr. Natsume and I sparred long into the night. I see. I don't fully understand, but I see Mr. Natsume and our acquaintances at least. So, fair maiden, so good gentlemen, I can carry you here no longer. Fare thee well. Oh, I didn't really understand it, but I think he returned to his room. It seems he's unaware of what happened to Natsume, so he can't really help us. With Oseki-san as a man, and that man as lodgers, the Garrett house is certainly full of eccentrics. Anyway, I'll go and find a carriage. Yes, I'm sure Mr. Natsume is eagerly awaiting our return. Let's hope we can get to the prison before visiting hours are over. Oh, it's you. You're here. You came. Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I can't believe you came back. I'm so touched. We are so sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Natsume. Oh, no. Think nothing of it. Relax. If I were a cat, I would purr with pleasure at the company of such fine compatriots. Noble, nurturing, never failing, Nipponese. Now, okay, oh no. Let's not get carried away. Oh, I quite agree. There's nothing more reassuring than the familiarity of one's native land. On the other hand, oh, it is through the friendship transcending international borders that one truly appreciates the fact. What are you doing here? Such is my belief, at least. Ah, oh, it's you. It's you. The miserable, rotten spy. Herlock Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing here? I have no intention of doing anything per se. Say observing, of course. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? Well, having encountered some curious reading material in that gloomful room, and having unmasked the secret identity of that eccentric pair, I decided I should drop in on my way home to see how our divested friend is faring. Gloomful room? At least your combination here offers a window, my dear fellow. In that sense, it is a superior option. Anyway, I must commend you on your taste in books. My day has been delightful. It cost me not a penny. Ah, you! How dare you, Herlock Sholmes? Ugh. I've had it. I'm through. I'm at the end of my rope. I should never have come to Great Britain. It was a terrible mistake. Haunted by the spirits in those accursed lodgings, no doubt my luck would be cursed in tomorrow's trials as well. What? My whole life is be damned. What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo? He mentioned that once before, didn't he? That his lodgings were cursed, I mean. And there is much truth in Mr. Mustache's words. What? Cursed is a wholly appropriate description, I would say, for the man's lodgings, and indeed for tomorrow's trial. What's that supposed to mean?
Cursed. Mr. Natsume, what did you mean by what you said just now? About the trial tomorrow being cursed? Oh no. What? Why are you looking so grave? You're making me nervous. I was just getting carried away, that's all. I didn't mean anything by it. Oh, I see. That's really agitating. You don't mean the trial really is cursed somehow? Are you referring to the prosecutor, the Reaper of the Bailey? The Reaper? Oh no. What do you mean? Please, tell me. Summarize it succinctly in 16 salient words. No defendant has ever survived a trial in which the Reaper stands for the prosecution. Ever. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, that's 8 doesn't count. That's constant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Nope. Oh my goodness. Can it really be true? That was 16 words. Oh, those. Wait, okay, if you hold on. Counting the thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh my goodness, can it really be true? That was 16 words exactly. Yesterday, Mr. Naruhodo successfully defended someone against the Reaper. But then, after the trial was over, the defendant passed away in unusual circumstances. Mr. McGilded. What? I am impressed, Mr. Sato. You have an eye for detail. Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us, Mr. Soames, surely it can't be that having failed to have the accused convicted. Lord Van Zieks killed the man himself. Oh no, he couldn't have. Surely, you have to prove that. You have some wonderful notions. Sorry? The man isn't a mass murderer. He's a court prosecutor, my dear fellow. Oh, yes. Why, of course he is. Of course he is. Then why are you trying to scare me? It could be said, however, that the real truth about the man is even more terrifying than your hypothesis. What on earth do you mean by that? Van Zieks is quite an exceptional man. However, in the courts of law, exceptional does not equate to winning every case without exception. Ah, so that's good. Just like he still looks like he's gonna cry tears of joy. As you are no doubt aware, in a British criminal trial, there's both judge and jury. The judge officiates based on the letter of the law, whilst the jury offers public opinion and common sense. It is an excellent system whereby the defendant's guilt is considered from several points of view. However, public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated. Right. Criminals and corrupt lawyers, for that matter, use it to their advantage by any means at their disposal to drive the evidence, calling imposters to witnesses, and so on. By such underhanded means, those who would want to are able to sway the jury, which means that in the light of irrefutable evidence, the prosecution can fail. But it means the wrong verdict can be passed. And sadly is from time to time, my dear madam. It is simply the reality of the situation. And that's alright. However, those indicted by Lord Van Zieks cannot escape justice. Their fate is sealed. Oh my. Though the adjudication may see them leave the courtroom with their freedom, within months they all disappear. It's the most striking. They disappear, but how? By all manner of misfortune, sir. Perhaps they are trampled under a passing carriage. Perhaps they fall into the flames and drown. Perhaps they are suddenly overcome by a raging fever, or perhaps attacked by highwaymen. Those were robbers, by the way. Oh, no. All examples of the reality events here in London. I'm afraid, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, so basically, you would be get him not guilty. He is probably, if the rumors are true, he's still gonna die. Ah, I knew it. I'm a dead dodo, done for, doomed. When you said accursed lodgings before, you were referring to your room at Mr. Garrideb's house, I assume? Do you mean to say you believe the place is cursed? It's been a year now since I came to Great Britain. I only been in London for a week before I started to notice strange feelings myself. That didn't take long then. Everywhere I looked, there were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I was sure people were talking about me. I started to become nervous about going outside. They're always staring at me all the time, dawn till dusk. So I shut myself away in my room, but even that didn't help. The fear wouldn't go away. It must have been very lonely, having been away from your homeland for such a long time. I had to move a number of times. Most recently, I moved on Briar Road a week ago now. Yes, why did you choose there? It seems a little inconvenient. The rent is cheap. I have so little money, it appealed to me straight away. Of course, I asked why it was so affordable. The landlord just simpered and said, "The room is cursed." Oops. He quickly tried to cover up his mistake, but it was too late. I told him, if you have something to say, then say it. But if not, don't mention it in the first place. Yes, well said. But it was true. It was all true. You mean the room really is cursed then? Ever since I moved in that windowless hellhole, and my sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I awake feeling as though I'm being choked to death. And in my waking hours, people are stabbed in front of me as I walk down the street. I'm branded a killer. I went into prison. Nobody wants to know me. I'm surrounded by scary, sinister spirits. If only there was just one person on my side. Can no one find it in his or her heart to believe in me? Really, no one at all? To believe. Yes, to believe. To believe. Mr. Sholmes? Me? Mr. Naruto? Pray, what can I do for you? It's about the case on the SS Buria, if you recall. The Buria. That case. The one with the snake. Well, yes. At that time, I was accepted, but you believed in me and listened to my side of the story. And you helped us to investigate. I did, did I? Interesting. What I want to know is, why? Why did you believe me? I see, yes, you mean because you were a grimly dressed, shady Eastern fellow found with the victim in a locked room. Well, if you like, yes. I'm a little surprised that the answer requires an explanation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You said I didn't do it. But I could have been lying. Surely you must have had your doubts. You must have suspected me a little. I think perhaps you have misunderstood. I neither recall believing in you, nor in faith that which you were telling me, nor in that which you were telling me. What? You see, the only thing I believe is the truth. For those I choose to believe in. What? What do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? I chose to believe in you. I make up my own mind about who is to be believed and what is not. Take a shed. If I should like to believe in something, I do. Circumstances has changed as far as I'm concerned. But I could have betrayed your trust. In that case, I should have made an elementary error of my judgment. Nothing more? Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse in my opinion. Meaning, whether or not one should trust another is in the final analysis down to oneself. It is this matter of whether or not one can trust oneself. Yes, he's right. He's right. Welcome student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Whether or not I can believe in myself. He said the same thing. A defense lawyer is only good as his faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself.
Kazuma! You were so right, Kazuma. You did say that to us. I'll do it. Well, it looks like visiting hours are about to be done. Well, my dear fellows, it's time we're leaving here, I believe. Already? Visiting hours are over. The guard will be here shortly to escort us out. There is a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me? Oh dear, there is never enough time, is there? Mr. Natsume, if you like, in the trial tomorrow, I'd be happy to represent you. I, local student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. As I said, I'm only experiencing the British courtroom for the first time yesterday. And although that man I was representing was found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial. Something crucial? What to believe in? The defendant, justice, or the truth? How to believe even. But I think I finally worked it out. I decided I must believe in myself above all else. To trust my instincts. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo. And my instincts are telling me that you, Mr. Natsume, are innocent of this crime. And it's imperative that we prove that in court. Welcome to the Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I will fight for your innocence until the bitter end with every weapon available to me. But I hope you'll permit me to represent you tomorrow. As I said when we first met, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue. Of course, Mr. Natsume. It would be fair to say, Mr. Naruhodo, that your mind was in many ways made up from the outset. You merely needed the events of today to fully realize it. Yes, I think you're right about that. It's been a roundabout journey, but I got here in the end. Mr. Zato? Yes? Would you be willing to stand by my side tomorrow and help me in court? Again, what you said this morning, you don't even need to ask. Absolutely. As I said this morning, you shouldn't need to ask. You may consider me your personal judicial assistant. The shocking events of yesterday's trial still weigh heavily on my mind. It's time to stop looking backwards. Kazuma believes in me, and Mr. Sums believes in me now, too. So, it's time. Time to learn that I learned to believe in myself. Sasaki-san has no one. He's all alone. So it's my job to help him fight his corner. Tomorrow, in the courtroom, with all the strength I can muster. We can. Oh! Okay. All right. Yeah, I think it's a good point to stop. I gotta wake up early tomorrow, so we'll stop. We'll call it here for now. But yeah, as always, thank you for coming out to the stream. Sorry, I saw something on OBS. I'm like, wait, what does that do? Yeah. Thank you for coming to the stream. As always, if you like what you saw, consider leaving a like, following me on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and hopefully I will see you here in the next stream. Bye. Bye.
It's no matter,